we talked about last week?
Yeah, I had a question for you.
Okay. Oh, you got a question?
How can, through your point of view, how can you use Judges 19 today?
Judges 19?
Yeah.
What's that chapter about?
About the Levite delivering the 12 pieces of his concubine to each tribe of Israel.
Oh, you're talking about when they killed his concubine?
Yeah.
That's not Judges 19. That's like the beginning of Judges.
No, that's 19.
Judges 19.
That's the one in the Old Testament. That's the one that really touches me the most.
And they put her body on all the coasts of the Israelites.
And it ended up being a civil war.
Yeah, civil war. It was the Benjamite that did it.
It was the Benjamite. It was the Levite's concubine there. And she run away from him, and old saying is, it's like a snowball.
Oh, yeah,
you keep rolling it, it gets worse. You roll up good, it doesn't bring nothing. You roll up evil, it brings up a lot. Yeah, so is that your interpretation?
Of what? What's the question about it though?
What's your point of view, how it applies today?
If that happened today, like they break
No, knowing that, what would you do today?
Today?
What would you do personally today not to let that influence you?
To what? What part? Them having a concubine or them raping the woman?
The whole story. The snowball effect.
I can't correlate that with my life or any of us today.
Okay, so it doesn't have no impact on your spiritual values.
Well, how I look at that story is that they had a concubine. He had a concubine. He was with her father, and then he left. Right? And then they banged the door. They took her. They raped her all night.
They wanted him first.
And then she died. Right? And then he came back and he realized that she was dead. Yeah. And then he chopped her body up and he sent it to all the coasts. Because according to the law, if somebody dies and you don't know who it is, everybody got to come together. Yeah. So then I thought a whole civil war and all the tribes were fighting against the Benjamites. And the Benjamites were almost wiped out. And then they had to go get some more wives.
Yeah. Right? So it was just rolling over. But what was the one thing that
stopped it?
That was different there than other periods?
Which part?
There was no king.
Yeah, there was no king and no ruler.
There was no ruler there, so they just did what they wanted.
Yeah, they did whatever they thought was right in their own eyes.
So that gives us experiences like when I'm coming down the road, I meet somebody and he says something I don't like, and then I walk down and say, well, I'm going to get revenge back on him and stuff, and then while I'm hot-minded, I say something to him, he's hot-minded, we go off and going down the road and somebody's stepping out of the road that you could avoid, but you're all pissed off, you're just going to go ahead and hit them, and you're just going to drive off, and he looks, he said, oh, that was the white man driving that car, so the one that hit, so that was the white man, I'm going to go out here and attack the white man, so he does that, and that white man goes out and attacks, says, I got to attack this black guy. So it keeps rolling on like a snowball.
Yeah, that's kind of how society has been here.
Right.
It's always been a black and white thing.
Well, it's not so much. It's just man against man. Really, that's a big story. It's there, but
I was watching this one movie. It's called I forgot the name of it, but it was this white dude where he took this pill and he went to go tan himself to make his skin darker, and he went to all the southern countries, all the southern states to see how racist it is from the inside. He knew how it was on the outside, but he wanted to experience it for himself, right? No, that's called, man.
Okay, so you brought that up. Is the South racist?
A lot of people racist. He would be racist right here.
Would you say there's more racism here than it is in the South?
No, I don't think so. No, we don't got no sundown towns.
I'm from the South.
There's sundown towns.
I'm from the South.
And they're more open with it too. Yeah. That's another thing. You know, saying down south, man. Yeah.
So
you say you're from Mississippi, right?
Right.
Now, what is your flag? Now, hold on. What is your flag? What does your flag represent?
Right.
Your state flag. What does it represent?
The Confederate flag.
I don't know about no flags.
Well, will your flag? Will your flag?
That's the government. That's not.
But I'm just saying, your government down there. You know what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying, it doesn't matter what flag it is. I'll tell you how people are there and they're not here.
They have sundown towns down there too.
Like in the South, the majority of the people, white and black, are hard-working individuals. When you work hard, you got respect. when you stand around not working around and you thieving and stuff like that, you don't have no respect for others or yourself.
They still got plantations and all that down there.
And is that
And they're on Jim Crow
is that
still
every
to
white
this day.
man had a plantation?
Huh?
Is that every white man had a plantation?
No, but if you guys,
The majority.
if you guys were complicit in what they did, you benefit from it still today.
Well,
You walking on American soil.
Are you familiar with history?
Yeah, I am. Are you familiar with that history?
I'm familiar that there were both slave owners in the northern states and the southern states.
Okay.
The first slave owner, was he a white man or a black man?
They always say it's a black man.
It was a Johnson.
Okay.
It was a-
Where do you get that name from?
Hewitt Johnson.
Where do you get that name from? If he was black.
Well, actually, he came to the U.S. as a slave.
All right. See?
And through working hard for his master gave his freedom. And he used his intellect to build himself up. He became a wealthy man.
So if he was a slave, I'm just trying to get this logic. So if
He
was a
came
slave,
over to the U.S. from a slave.
Yeah.
Okay,
on
okay.
slave
I'm thinking
ship.
like they're talking about.
And I ask you a question here. All these slave ships coming to the U.S., do they have American flag on it or the stars and bars of the South?
It's not going to have a flag, but I'll say this: they
Oh,
have
they
a
have
representation.
flags.
Now hold on, they had a representation though, because like who carried them? You were saying over to these planes.
It was
By
the
who?
black tribes that sold to the
Okay,
English
we get that, but
merchants.
we're saying we're trying to get to the root. We're saying that who? Okay,
Well,
who bought
them?
them? Who bought them?
The Caribbeans, the Virgin Islands,
So
even
like
around
wait,
Europe.
Slavery first started, but the Portuguese in 1441. That's when slavery first started. That's when they went to go get the first slaves. The Portuguese went to get the first slaves in 1441. That kicked off the slave trade.
So that was in the Old Testament.
No, that's in history.
You do recall in the Old Testament that people held slaves,
Yeah,
right?
but it was laws governing the slaves.
Yeah. And then after what a Jubilee, they had to give their freedom
And,
to them.
and they were Hebrews.
yes, and they had rights too.
They had rights.
So slavery goes back to the early
Right,
part of man. It
But
just
if we
was-
compare the slavery in the Bible,
Compared to modern day?
yeah, compared to
Transatlantic.
1619, it's
Two different comparisons.
Yeah, so what about the atrocity of slavery in Africa right today?
today.
Yeah. All the Muslim-controlled countries in
Yeah.
Africa,
It
they've
was
got-
more than
they've
just
got
Caucasian.
slaves.
It was more than just
The Arabs had their hands in it too.
It was the
Yeah.
Africans. Everybody who's dark skinned, that doesn't mean that they're us.
Right.
Well, actually,
Are you German?
I think I'm more Irish.
Are you Russian?
Huh?
Are you Russian? Ukrainian?
They're
Right.
European.
Right, you're
Most
They're
times-
not, but they're not.
But you're not them, right?
Huh?
You're not them, right?
Not them. You're not
Okay,
them.
so
it's like we're not-
None of us are them.
It's like we're
We've got
not.
our own choices today. We don't have to be them.
Nobody sold their own people into slavery. They wouldn't do that. Like unless they were like a murderer, a SA, a SO, or they, then they'll sell those people. But they wasn't selling their own people into slavery.
Well, they're doing it right now in the United States.
They did like that in the United States.
We have to work 2 jobs and we still don't make enough money.
that's
to
what-
live
you
like
know what that's called?
The
The
rich
comparison?
people, and we're slaves. We're all slaves.
You know what that's called?
Wow.
You know what that's called? And I'm surprised you don't.
Controlled by the Kabbalah.
Man, it's called capitalism. That's what it's called.
No,
Right?
it's-
At the end of the day,
It's a
Capitalism.
puppet masters above capitalism.
well,
Can you compare what you're calling slavery to what we've been through for the centuries?
So you put words in my mouth.
He called it slavery.
I said-
When we say slavery, we thinking of
a whole different.
a whole different concept.
Well,
What you
when I
thinking?
say slavery, it's somebody that's bound by another man.
Well, being bound by another man meaning what? The people who's above, like the president, who's above the president, like the 13 families or whatever you have you.
I'm just.
We're talking about when we was shackled, raped, robbed, murdered,
Oh, I
pillaged,
know. I
disenfranchised,
sold on.
Yeah,
sold.
it's true. Yeah.
Butt
breaks.
There's no busting. It's true.
It was, and it
Fed the alligators.
fed the alligators, baby. So that was.
You guys got little things out there, don't you? Alligators,
They got
right?
the history
Well,
out there.
I know
They got
black-
the museums and all that out there.
I know black women that got pregnant went out there and took their newborn baby and throw it in the hog pen, let the hogs eat it.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're talking
Is
about.
that a white man's doing there or what?
But you can't compare what some women did to what majority. I ain't gonna even say majority, but let's say 2 or 3 black women threw their babies to the hogs. Now let's compare those 2 or 3 women to all the slave masters, and they say that the slave master's woman, his wife, was worse than him. And there's slave museums, there's all the slave cartoons, the slave shows, all the songs are racist. So it's like there's no comparison to what you would call slavery from what we would call it, because we got 2 different views.
Right.
No.
We're the descendants of slaves.
Yeah, we need to change those views and say
It's history, it's there.
You know what?
man, but it's under the control of Satan.
You know what Donald Trump is trying to do right now, though? You know what Donald Trump's trying to do? He's trying to erase history, that U.S. That's part of history.
That's why they're removing statues and history out of the books, out of the schools.
Yeah.
But it's ingrained.
This is a point I want to bring up. I'm back home in the South. One of my best friends is a black man. He's a painter and contractor, and we always talk about racial issues and stuff like this.
Okay.
And we kind of side together like Martin Luther King and stuff for the black man. He stole from the black man.
So who did?
Martin Luther King and civil rights.
Martin Luther King wasn't perfect.
So what I'm saying is, when you go back before the days of civil rights, how many predominant wealthy neighborhoods were in the United States?
Black?
Black.
You said before the civil rights
Before
movement?
civil rights movement. Every
Countless.
Well, I mean, we had Tesla. We had Tesla.
There was more than that. Tulsa, there was more than that. And what happened to them? They got
Tulsa,
bombed by
the
who?
black.
And what happened?
Black.
And then what happened?
Bomb.
You dropped the
United
bomb
States
on me.
bombed a city in their
Dropped
own
the bomb
country.
on
Yeah.
You turned
But
me on.
you know why they
Hey,
did
look.
that, don't you?
Of course.
Stop the success of the black man. Because if you go back and look at pictures of early days of black communities, nice clothes, nice cars, their kids were dressed nice, they were well
Yeah,
behaved.
they had their own schools, their own libraries, their own hospitals.
People
their
in
own
power
everything.
wanted to destroy that.
Yeah.
And what
Who
was
was in power?
And they were successful too.
what was their method to break that?
I'm just, for me, I'm a straight to the point person. I'm just asking a simple question.
I am too.
But who did that
The
though?
Jewish people controlling this country.
That wasn't all Jews.
They put
That wasn't all of them though.
they put you against me to bring all the attention there of our struggles or arguing with each other while they're just robbing the rest of the country blind.
I agree with you, but what color are they now?
Who?
The people you said.
Caucasians.
Well, I only knew one Jewish person in my life.
Caucasian, all right?
Was he black?
Nah, he was kind of a light brownish
He was
color.
white, brownish color, but was he more white or more brown?
He,
Just trying to get straight to the point. You know
so
what
were
I'm saying?
the Jewish people, the children of Israel, they were Hebrews, weren't they?
The real ones?
The real ones?
The real ones
You
were
get-
black.
well, you're talking to them right now. I mean,
well, the people from Arabian kin and stuff,
Well-
Egypt and all, Iraq and all
Talking
that,
about
they're
today?
dark
You
skinned.
talking about today?
Or you talking about back then?
They
talking
were
about
dark
antiquity.
skinned back then.
Yeah, everybody was.
Weren't the
Everybody was.
Persians dark skinned too?
Everybody was dark except Caucasians.
Well, I don't even think all this time that we probably didn't exist as white. Because anthropology on a white man is, I knew this one black friend of mine, he had this theory of how different races were created.
Okay.
And he says that
White people
all,
were made by Yakub.
well, there's one story. There's one story about
That's a theory.
an African king that he was albino and started breeding all the albinos together, and that's one theory of how the white race was created. And they run them out of the country. They didn't like the idea.
So albinoism.
Yeah, and so the other theory the guy was telling me through his studies that everybody lived around the Egypt area, northern part of Africa.
The Levite.
And so to live in that area there with the hot sun, you had a lot of melatonin in your skin.
What about today?
To reach,
You guys need sunscreen, right?
you put words in my mouth. Let's
Understand
continue
today.
with the story. and have
go
a
ahead,
little
go ahead,
respect
go ahead.
there.
All right, go ahead.
And so with that temperature there, that you had a lot of men trolling to reflect the heat, and the temperature was hot and humid, so you had wider noses to inhale more oxygen. So back in the early days, the oceans and stuff, across from Africa to Asia and stuff, you could probably wade across it. It wasn't deep back then until after the flood and stuff. And so in there, as like what he was saying, how the white people were created, that the ones that migrated north over thousands and thousands of years, moving up into cold countries and stuff like that.
Ireland. Which parts though? Which parts?
Ireland.
More like Sweden and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then going
Poland and
drifting up in the upper part of Russia and stuff. But as they got further up there, they started losing melatonin. So when they reflect the sun, it started turning white. But we're getting in high altitude, so they didn't need the wider nose, so the noses got smaller and smaller.
That's interesting how you said that. You said over in Russia, right? Because before it was Russia, what was it called?
Well, what I'm saying is, right in Russia, have you ever heard of the Kayapsin Mountains?
I heard of the Caucasus Mountain.
Caucasus Mountain?
Yeah.
That's where the originally anthropologists says white man originated
And the etymology of that word comes out to what?
Caucasian.
Right. See, so I mean that's where.
So the guy was telling that story. It makes a lot of sense, don't it?
Well, I mean, you said that's his theory.
That was a black man walking through the nature there, and when he got up there,
I got to hear
he
you
was
straight
turning
then.
white.
I can hear you straight.
So, like I said, your skin's black, mine's white.
Right.
My blood working in your body, your blood in your body working in mine, right?
They got different blood types. You do know that too, though, right? They got different blood types.
So you're saying there's no black man's blood type will work in my body?
Well, I mean, you gotta clean it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they gotta do all types of infusions. You know what an infusion is?
Well, if you got type
A,
AO
negative.
and stuff
Because
there.
sometimes you know that you gotta have the actual blood type for you to live.
Yeah.
even some family can't even get the blood.
So here we're starting to get a lot more respect here. I hope. I'm starting to respect.
We're listening. We're listening.
You seeing the same to me?
I'm listening. I'm listening to you.
Are you starting to feel any respect?
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Well,
I
from,
don't go
can
any further till I get the answer.
can I speak? Can I say something?
I don't think I'm being disrespectful.
No, I just asked you if you have respect for me.
I mean, I have respect for everybody.
Okay. And you're
That the most
Yeah.
I tell me to respect.
Yeah, just from the outside looking in, you know, there was some. It just kind of seems as if you're kind of disregarding things that are obvious according to history. Like you brought out earlier, talking about that. Well, how you doing, brother? You brought out earlier that during the 50s and in the 40s and things of that nature that we had our own
about the 50s
or the 60s that we had our own neighborhoods, right? During Martin Luther King days, right? That's when that's the 50s and 60s. So, but what you got to realize is that even the things that we had in our neighborhoods were secondhand compared to what your people, right, and all other nationalities of people living in America that are not our people, right, had way better. As for instance, right, you got you had water fountains, right, that would literally say white only,
And bathrooms.
right, and bathrooms where you guys would have the best of the sinks, right, of the water filters and things of that nature, where we would have to get the second hand. So what we have done as Israelites that have gone through oppression is we take all the second hands, right, and we make them delicacies. And then when we make them delicacies, you guys see what we do, and then you guys bomb us, right, kill us, and then take it away from us, and then claim and then tax it and then take credit for it. Like for instance, the stoplight created by our people. But go ahead. That's all I want to
So
say.
my thing is, well, when you start off with, you're mixing tea and coffee.
You said mixing tea and coffee.
You're
What do you
mixing
mean?
tea and coffee. You got way off the subject. We're talking about the predominant black neighborhoods. They didn't take second hands. They built what they had.
So
They worked hard
would
for
you
it.
say that EBT, right, low income, Section 8,
What's
was
got
that
to
second
do
hand?
with the communities we're talking about? We're not even
Well,
talking about
well,
that.
and that's what I'm saying, because it doesn't have anything to do
So
with you,
brought
but it has something to do with
brought
our
up
community.
The prominent neighborhoods back then. So tell me what your thoughts on that is and where you go.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that.
Thoughts on what?
Huh?
Your thoughts on what?
Oh, you good, man? Oh, you good?
Okay. What?
Your thoughts on what?
Oh, we were talking about how before civil rights, how the United States had a lot of predominant wealthy neighborhoods.
Yeah,
And
so then
after
you have
civil
what-
rights, and they disappeared.
So if you can put things in context, you
Yeah.
had the civil rights which sold our rights,
Mhm.
right?
That's
They
right.
were agents.
That's what
right?
I'm
the
saying.
whole movement was agents. So
Yeah.
then prior to that, you had what you call all these neighborhoods down here were owned by us, right? Because this is our land, right? We're the indigenous, we're the ancients, okay? So then what they did is the mud clubs. So that's
Yeah.
why you got Seattle, you got old Seattle where you can go visit the underground. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And you find that in every major city.
Yep.
So the problem is in this country, until
Yeah.
y'all give us back our shit, y'all gonna have problems.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right. That's right. That's a bystander.
Yeah. So
We didn't talk like that, but he's telling the
He's
truth.
saying that, but I agree with the people back then that had it. It never should have changed from what it was then.
And all we're saying is that we say what the thus saith the Lord, like
Yeah.
it talks about that in Isaiah 14:1.
Right.
Actually, that whole chapter talks about what the Most High is going to do.
Yeah.
With these nations, and when you get to it, chosen people, because like it's in due time that it's going to happen, and that's what we believe in. That's what we put our foundation on, is to trust Him by obeying, being righteous, and keeping His commandments.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The reason why we're in the position that we're in because we didn't listen to our Lord, and that we disobeyed Him, and that that's why we're suffering from these curses.
So on Judgment Day, who gets judged first? Us or the governments?
Well, I mean, if you want to get biblical, I mean, we're
Government's
Jacob.
judged first,
It
right?
says, let me get that real quick, man. Let me just get that real quick. Because it says that we're going to get judged first.
No, governments are judged first.
Well, sir, you got to produce your evidence, man.
Well, there were some Bible verses about it. I'm forgetful about stuff, so I couldn't call them, but I just remember that was one in there.
Deuteronomy
But
30,
it-
Deuteronomy
But
36.
too, when
Ezekiel
nation-
28.
even in the Old Testament, when the children of Israel stepped away from them and brought Baal and Moloch back in,
Yeah,
didn't
he's talking about those
he
idols.
rain down judgment on them?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So when a nation steps out of line and don't treat the people right, judgment's coming, right?
That's Jeremiah 18.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's facts.
So like I said, I agree with you there. This country and a lot of other countries in the world got some heavy judgment
So when
coming.
God comes back, who do you think He's going to set on top? Who's going to be the ruling class when God levels everything out?
The
Who's gonna
ruler
on
will
top?
be Jesus.
Think so? I don't think so. I don't see that.
Well, like I said, let's don't go where we start disrespecting the stuff. I
You can only,
respect
you,
your belief.
you can only see that in the New Testament, but I don't see
That's
that.
right,
In
right.
the
That's
in
right.
the Genesis to Malachi, where we
Yeah.
think Toda, we don't
Yeah.
see Jesus in there
Right.
being the government. But we do see the Israelites, King David, being the ruler. And Jeremiah 39.
Yeah, he's probably one of the best kings that we had.
And
Dang.
he's gonna
And
be,
one of the smartest ones didn't use it was the son.
well, that was at the end of his life. At the end of his life, then he started committing idolatry. When he was old.
He still didn't.
He reigned for 40 years, and at the end
Right,
of his
right.
reign, that's when he went downhill.
Yeah,
But before that, he was the wisest king ever.
but as growing up, I just remember like when you're in a small community and you do something wrong, the whole community never forgets you even when you get older.
Yeah, that's more so with like Christianity. When I talk to Christians, they always mention Solomon's downfall, but they'll never mention the good he did. They'll
Oh,
never
he
mention
did a
him
lot of good.
building the temple.
Same thing with
All
David too.
Yeah.
Same thing
All
with
the
David,
David.
songs, all the songs were wrote by him. He wrote so many books.
That's Proverbs,
Yeah, Proverbs. I
and
mean,
Ecclesiastes,
Ecclesiastes.
and
the wisdom of Solomon.
And I think there's even links. Are you familiar with the book of Jasher?
Song of Solomon. Song of
Yeah.
Solomon.
There's some links that he might have been the
close.
author or
It's
part
close.
of that
Oh, it's close?
book of Jasher.
Forever 21 is?
Forever it's closed.
Thank you.
Yeah, so. But when we see the ruling class, Isaiah 60, Isaiah 61, Isaiah 66, Isaiah 49. They say that the Israelites are going to be the ruling class. Daniel chapter 7.
Yeah.
The Israelites are going to be the ruling class.
Deuteronomy
It is going to be in Deuteronomy 30, Deuteronomy 31, 32,
29.
23. The Israelites are going to be the ruling class over the whole planet, and then everything's going to get right back how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, there was something reading on the at the end of the Old Testament and before the New Testament started. It was a time period of 300 to 400 years that God turned his back on the children of Israel.
Except for the Greek Academy, the Hasmonean dynasty, the Hasmonean dynasty. Right now, he got his back turned. He got his face turned. That's why he said you got to seek his face.
Right.
So he got his face turned to us right now, and he has his arms stretched out against us right now.
Yeah.
Leviticus 26 says that if we walk contrary to him, he's gonna walk contrary to us. Right? He's gonna punish us 7 times more for our sins. So right now, that's why we got to get our life in order.
Yeah.
Our house in order, our life in order. Teach people to come back to the Most High YAH
And Him
YAH
alone.
only.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I was through the South. Young man, always run away from the church because when you're in a small community area, when you get in a church, you're in a small area, you know everything what everybody does. Back when I was young, when you walk in church, you could see so many people in there that done so much wrong.
Yeah, but
And
that's
so I never did turn to it. And now that I got older, familiar with stuff in the New Testament, but not all of it. The elder guy told me, he says, what people get the Bible wrong is most Christians, they hear what the preacher's saying, they never lift up the book to read it.
right.
And the preacher's in there jumping from verse to verse to make the story sound true.
Right.
And so he told me, he said, if you want to know what the Bible is, take it in God's content. Read it first and read through it. So I'm up to the end of 2 Kings, and so far what I read in there is just amazing and a lot to learn. A lot
Historical
of how
events.
to walk there, and so I don't really know that much about the New Testament, but so far in the Old Testament,
So far, so good.
It's good, really. Yeah.
And that's why we stick to the Old Testament or the original Testament and not the New Testament, because the New Testament is a whole different storyline. It's about Jesus. It's about Jesus and Gentiles. It's about what else?
Oh.
Paul
Yeah.
said. That's
It's
why
about
Christians say the same doctrine.
human sacrifice.
Yeah, human sacrifice.
There's something I heard in there where that, like a lot of Christians are saying, I hadn't read anything about it, I haven't gotten the New Testament there, but they were saying that God turns back on the children of Israel, and now his children are all people on earth.
Yeah, that's what the New Testament says.
So
That's the Old Testament.
what's your validation on that?
The Old Testament. We read the Old Testament. The Most High.
So you don't hold any truth to that statement?
No.
Yeah.
The Old Testament doesn't.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I hadn't got into most of the. I'm up to 2 Kings.
Second Kings, you're in Second Kings.
I'm on Second
Okay,
Kings.
okay.
So I started from the Genesis
There
and
you
going
go.
through there.
Right.
And I'm starting to see a lot of content,
Let me
a lot of
let me
truth and
something. I want to do
stuff.
something back when he's talking about, you were saying like who's going to be ruling and who's going to be, you were saying like a judge first and all that stuff. I wanted to touch on that.
So I was going to ask you. I've got quite a few more chapters in the Old Testament to go through, right? So is there anything in the Old Testament about Revelations or anything?
Yes.
I'm about to show you one right now.
The book of Revelations or Revelation of the future.
The book of Revelations is New Testament, I
Yeah.
So is there a book in the Old Testament on Revelations or scriptures or letters that tells about the end times?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me do this real quick. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 6.
That's good.
You want me to start at 4? Okay, and it says, and the Lord have called thee in righteousness, and will hold thine hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people for a light to the Gentiles. So we're gonna be, to be honest, we're gonna teach.
That was in the Old Testament from what I got there, that the training on. When I look at where I'm at now, I see skills.
37.
I see skills, craftsmanship. I see organization of government. I see organization of a joint religion and stuff.
In the end times?
No, and going through the Old Testament, you've seen that being built. Like when
Different religions?
don't put words in my mouth.
You say governments. Different governments?
Well, the all forms of government today is learned from the children of Israel. They were the first people that built a civilization. What's the chapter where they're building the tabernacle?
Exodus.
Okay, so I don't know if any of you guys
Exodus
are
40, the
any of you
tabernacle
guys
was-
familiar with carpentry or anything.
Yes, yes.
So when I got into that chapter there and I started seeing, I want this, more of this here, I want this done, I want this curtain, this
Metaphysics
length,
means
and
it's
stuff there.
masonry.
So when you look at it, you see math in there, you see geometry,
Yes,
and you see also, when you're building a house,
Masonry, man, that's
you don't
what
go
I
in and
mean.
build a house the way you want to do it. You look at the contracts and blueprints, and you do it. God's handing the children of Israel a blueprint how to build everything to help them to build there. And once, I think it got to a point where I think it was said in there that the children of Israel were being built up to be the device for the whole world. Everything, knowledge, or how things are formed is to come from the children of Israel.
Deuteronomy 4 says,
Yeah.
when we keep God's laws and His commandments, the other nations are going to look at us and say, this is a wise and understanding people.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's like I've always been real good at carpentry and stuff like that. When I hated school, when I graduated 12th grade, when I threw that square-looking thing up in the air, and I said, "You're not catching this boy back in school anymore." So through my life, the knowledge that I know, I went and gathered it myself. And so this way I look at life and bring up a point you were saying. I hadn't reached down.
Well, this is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 30,
I
verse
was
6.
going to ask you, you called me on fiddling with this.
That was
We thought it was a
attachment.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you were calling me because I wasn't comfortable with you.
Yeah.
So I wasn't comfortable with you, so I went to fidgeting. And now have you noticed that I hadn't grabbed it, have I?
Right.
So what does that tell you?
Get familiar with us.
To get familiar, I'm starting to trust, and I think I got more trust in you than the other two.
Why is that?
Because I reached out and shake your hand, and they want a fist bump, and I said, when I do go to the bathroom, I wash my hands.
I hope so.
Well, you shook my hand.
Hold on, wait,
so
hold on,
you trust that I
hold on.
wash my hands.
Hold on, but the New Testament, right, that you believe in says you have to prove all things. So, I'm not with you in the bathroom when you're washing your hands. How do I know? So, and plus I'm doing the camera. So a fist bump, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You see, and that's what I'm saying.
And
Like,
the name is that's acknowledgement too. Just, you know what I'm saying? We could have been like, no, we don't want to touch you. You know what
would
I'm
you
saying?
feel like that if a
That'd be
Caucasian
disrespectful.
fist bumped you? Would you feel the same way? If like another Caucasian, you reached out to shake his hand and he just gave you a
I
fist
don't
bump?
do that.
What I'm saying, would you address him the same thing and be like, hey, I don't trust you because you didn't shake my hand, you gave me a fist bump? Just asking a personal
And
question.
I'm the
I
type.
worse than them.
I don't like.
Right.
I don't like being touched.
So if you don't like being touched, we don't have the right. You see what I'm saying?
But
And that's
why-
what I'm saying about how the Israelites are treated compared to everybody else. You just said that you don't like being touched, right? And you just got on us for just giving
Yeah,
you a
like, give me
fist
a
bump,
second.
or
Yeah,
for
yeah,
giving
yeah,
you a
shake your
fist
hand.
bump,
Yeah.
right? And you didn't even ask us why. You know what I'm saying? You just basically said that, hey, I trust this guy over you two because you didn't shake my hand. But you yourself said you don't even like being touched. Isn't that hypocritical? to get on us.
Because that, and not even just that, you can take it in this instance too. Like, say, and I'm not just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
You don't know where my hand's been.
Right.
You don't know where, I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know where your hand's been.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Seriously, I mean, you got to take that into consideration. I could have been in my nose or something like
So
that.
I don't know that either, but why did I throw my hands out to
And that's just out of courtesy too. You know what I'm saying? That's a courtesy.
Right.
That's what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we didn't deny you. You know what I'm saying? We said,
Most people get denied.
I threw my hand out there. It was a measure of showing respect.
Most people
Hey,
get,
you knew that too, didn't you?
most people get denied. Most people want to shake your hand. We be like, man,
Yeah. Yeah.
we might hit somebody with a
Yeah, with the elbow. Yeah, with the elbow. We've done
and
that.
that's a courtesy.
Like
man.
for instance, this is how we salute each other.
Yeah, that's,
Just like that.
there's,
Just like that.
everybody, young kids, got all their weird, like,
Yeah,
like
you got
that. And I'm like, what
We
is
got all that too, though. We got all that too. You know
I
what I'm saying?
mean, what is it,
But
some
my
kind of,
thing is, what's your name,
this is
sir?
back in Egypt where they're doing all the magic stuff.
Probably. No, Tardo. No, but no, listen. No, seriously.
My name?
No. Yeah, your name, sir.
Johnny,
Johnny. My name's Josh.
Josh.
Now, Johnny, out of, you know, respectfully, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a courtesy. And I know you know
Respect is a curse.
a courtesy.
Okay.
I know you know that because you're from the South.
It could be
Just like how you were saying, like,
couldn't it?
just for example, they use the term down south. You know, when I go down there, I say yes sir, yes ma'am, right? You know what I'm saying? You supposed to address somebody. That's a courtesy, right? Right.
Come on, Johnny.
Now, see now, Johnny. Now, see how you know
Let me tell you, we being in the South, both the white man, black man, we're laid back. We don't do no more than we have to.
I agree with you on that. I've seen it.
If a word's got 5 syllables in it, we're gonna make it into 2 syllables.
Real quick.
Like state of Mississippi. What do we call it? Mississippi. And so
Instead of saying New Orleans, they say Nola.
New Orleans, all kinds. So, other words, when we congregate in, like I'm walking along, you're walking along the sidewalk here, and I say, "How you doing?" You just keep walking. You say, "Oh, I'm fine." So basically, it's not really.
But you don't see that up here, though. People don't do that.
It's not basically saying, "Stop and tell me how you're doing." It's just being acknowledged.
It's a courtesy, like I said.
Yeah,
That's my whole purpose of even saying that, Johnny. It's a courtesy.
I know it, and two, I said, like back home, when I get in my car and I drive for 30 minutes, you know how many times I wait? Probably 100 times. When I go to a different county, I don't know anybody, I'm still doing all them waving because they're waving at me.
I understand what you're saying, but me saying, this is all I'm saying, Johnny.
Yeah.
Us acknowledging it, that's a courtesy. And that shows, you know what I'm saying, that actually, what do you guys call it down there? You guys call it like hospitality when you, know what I'm saying, when you greet somebody. I know, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They have certain standards. Just like how an individual has certain standards. Because maybe somebody don't want to, you know what I'm saying? We don't, like I said again, you don't know where my hand's been. I don't know where your hand's been. I could have been coughing.
I kind of stepped a little far there.
There we go. Hey, all right. Apologize. There you are, man. Johnny.
So it's like the little community we're at, white and black. Most of the probably one of the other religions other than
the Christianity,
seminary, Methodist, Baptist, and Presbyterians, which the seminaries were sponsored by John D. Rockefeller, so you know what kind of agenda they're trying to sell because the church ain't getting people's leaving the church. So back there, we've got like in Pennsylvania, you got the Amish.
I know somebody.
And so the ones that are similar to them, have you been familiar with the Mennonite?
That sounds like something like I would hear on Joseph Smith or something. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're dishonoring them by saying that because these people, like they went into Knoxville County up there, and these farmers had all this old flatland gumbo dirt, and the Mennonites came in there and they're like, we want to buy up some farmland and start farming. So the old farmers just started laughing, and back then you probably could have bought an acre of farmland for $1,000. So the farmer told the Mennonites, he said, we'll sell you $5,000 an acre. So and I said, okay. So they went in and bought up all the farmland in that county, and the farmers are laughing and says, 5 years from now, we'll get our land back for pennies on the dollar because they ain't going to be able to make any money with the price they paid for it. But the Mennonites have a strong constitution. So even with their kids, they'd have like an 8-year-old jumping up on a $200,000 piece of equipment and running it. So they'd get out there and they'd farm day and night. And they'd do the wheat, barley, cotton, soybeans. Then they got into doing like
tilting the soil, using the livestock.
Well, they would do what they went different. They didn't use much fertilizer. They did a no-till system where you just go in and chop it up, put the seeds in, and the vegetation they just let rock become fertilizer. So they came in and said they came in doing like they planted something like 25, 50 acres of blueberries, 25, 30 acres of strawberries, and had like an open crop there. And now they, here's what they're worth now. And the story is when somebody get wealthy, most of it goes to the head, right?
Okay.
And they get greedy, right?
Most likely.
So
yeah.
I've seen examples that back home, somebody's house would catch on fire on like a Friday or Saturday night.
Okay.
You could be a white guy or a black guy. Monday morning, you could guarantee that those Mennonites were out there with their trucks and lumber and stuff, and they would rebuild the guy's house and not charge him a penny.
Now, Johnny, I have an interesting question, but it's going back to what we were talking about earlier about, I want to say that, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I overheard you talking about, like, it's like that everywhere in Mississippi where you're saying there's people that are, saying, disrespectful.
There's one area it's not.
Where?
The cities.
The cities? Have you ever seen that movie, Mississippi Burning? You ever see that movie?
Yeah.
You familiar with, with what happens, during certain parts of...
Go familiar with more than that.
You're familiar with more than that. So then you are aware.
So
we don't know.
So the saying is, everybody in the South, every bad deed knows, the whole county knows it, that they don't say a word. Why?
Listen.
Why they don't say a word about it?
They don't get killed, yeah.
They get killed. It's like I was one county over, what was the movie made about the 3 civil rights that were killed and buried under that dam?
I think I know there's a movie called, I think it's, was it The Time They Killed? No, it's something else. It's something else. I know what you're talking about. It's based on a true story. They got a movie on it too.
Right,
yeah,
a couple movies, and I knew a guy there that was in the sheriff's department. He was a deputy, and he was this type of guy that everything he did, he didn't do with records. Everything he bought was cash, but he was the only one that didn't get indicted in that. But he knew it, but
he's with the sheriffs, right?
He was a deputy sheriff. They started, and I knew this guy personally, and one day I run across him. This was back. You remember when they brought the investigation back up with Connie Chung?
Yeah, Connie Chung.
Yeah. They came in there. I knew about that 6 months before it was going to happen.
It's because of your partner.
He told me he started finding that his telephone was being bugged and stuff like that, and he knows people hanging around his farm and stuff that wasn't people from the South. And he told me, so they're going to bring that investigation back.
It's from the federal government.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, all I was just going to, bring to court, Johnny, is that, our people are still suffering.
That's right.
And that, you know what I'm saying, that it still exists to this day.
Yeah, it's,
you just don't probably see it, you won't probably see it with your naked eye, but you know what I'm saying, it ain't happening. There's still people getting hung down there.
Right.
They're black.
Right.
Whether you know it or not.
Truckers and CDL drivers.
End up missing, found on a tree.
One of the most
Humble
great.
yourself though.
Yeah, I wonder how they did
That's
that.
what they say, right?
I wonder
Yeah.
how they did that, though.
Where was the strongest KKK clan here in this area?
I don't know, but the first time being from Oakland, California, the first time
I'd say Black Diamond.
I'll say this.
I'd say Black Diamond.
I'm from California. The very first time I seen KKK was when I used to live in Fort City, Arkansas, about 20 minutes away from Memphis for 6 years. Right in front of protesting in front of the court office, right? Calling everybody, you know what I'm saying, my people, you know what I'm saying, all types of N-words and things of that nature, and threatening to kill us, those who was in our neighborhood, by the way, right? And nobody did anything. That was the first time as far as KKK, they're still existing down south. That was in 2010.
Oregon was a stronghold. Black people didn't have any rights.
Yes.
You didn't walk in a wine establishment or restaurant.
My actual mother was born in Portland.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
And they still got hold there, don't they?
Yeah, my uncle lives out there, but it's more, you know, so you got to go to like Beaverton and
They're in the high positions everywhere.
Yeah, this
corporation.
is something.
Facts.
They're
Facts.
everywhere.
Right.
They might hide it. They
Yeah.
might conceal it, but
Yep.
it's still there.
it's there.
Yeah.
It's
There.
there.
It's there.
Yeah, I want to give you something from a Southern perspective. And a lot of people say the South is one of the most racist places in the world.
I believe it.
But it's not. Because back in before the Civil War, when they had the plantations, and this went generation to generation and stuff, with the slow change. And what was the change?
But
From the plantation, how did racial things change in the South from the plantation days?
Because the North, right? The North were allowing slaves to go and live free over there. I know because I've talked to my forefathers, and they told me specifically. Said a what? A strong what?
Strong black woman.
Okay.
The plantation owners, the white can take care of the kids. The black man took care of the kids.
But see, that's what they
Who
want. Right.
taught the white kids their morals and values?
you
Most kids, by the time you're
Isaiah
5,
14.
by the time you're 5 years old,
gonna
your
reverse.
moral foundation.
Yep, it's going to
is
reverse.
already
Isaiah 60,
built.
Isaiah 49, 23.
So
Yep.
that would come, and then the next generation would come, and their kids would have black men. It would go all the way up to, it still goes today. And so when you look at the younger white people in the South, they don't have the prejudice and stuff.
Yes, they do. Yes, they
not
do.
as bad.
Yes,
Not
they
as
do.
bad. There's a difference between don't and not as bad.
Right.
That's two different things.
Well, like I said, I argue different. I say,
What did you
with
grow up?
respect,
How did you grow up? Was your father, your parents?
And remember, you said you were in California at first, but you
I
moved
was
down
born
to
in California.
Yeah, but then you moved to
and left
Mississippi.
there when I was 6.
Okay.
So when I was 14 years old, a lot of weekends, guess where I was hanging out at?
With us, Johnny?
In a black juke joint.
Yeah, look at Johnny. Look
man, so
at
try to
Johnny.
get that. You know what's so funny? This is funny. This funny you said that. I was with my family the other
They like the
day.
women though.
They like the women.
Oh, Johnny, you had a black girlfriend before, Johnny?
I've been with only one.
Oh, Johnny.
Come on, Johnny.
You remember her name?
You
You
ever
remember her
see
name?
the?
Literally, I knew if I wasn't married back home, there was 4 or 5 black women that I knew. That
Also, if you wasn't currently married, you better go get you a black woman. Is that right, Johnny?
I would have went with honor.
Okay.
I wouldn't have been taking her out and
Ray
not
Donovan.
hiding her
It's a
from
TV show.
everybody.
Okay.
Ray Donovan is historic. Have you ever seen Ray Donovan? The show
TV
Ray
show.
Donovan?
Yes,
TV
yes.
show.
Yeah.
His dad
Uh-huh.
is racist as hell. and
Right.
He's in love with who?
A black woman. Yep.
But he
Well,
hates the black men.
That's true. That's
except
true.
his son, who's the black man.
Right.
Because he's dark skinned.
Right.
But he
Right.
hates the men.
And then check this out. I didn't want to cut
Yeah, no,
you
go
off real
ahead.
quick.
Okay, go.
It's just a simple fact that I was watching Harlem Nights. I was watching Harlem Nights. Prime example, you know what I'm saying?
Classic.
Yeah, and the classic. Like Richard Pryor goes into his, you know what I'm saying, his boom boom shop. He goes to
Right.
shop,
The
goes
boom
to-
boom room.
yeah.
The boom boom room. Right.
So
Good.
he.
That goes back some years.
So, but hold on. I'm about to explain something though. You know, the police. White dude, Danny Aiello. I don't know if you know.
Popo.
Yeah, but you know who Danny Aiello
Oh,
is?
you learned that today. Oh,
Hey,
Popo.
Bobo,
Look at
yeah.
Proud.
5-0.
Johnny. There's a dude named Danny Aiello. He's dead now, but he was a good actor.
Or the Johnnies.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He goes into his fight, he's like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? You know what you're doing is illegal. We're gonna, you know what I'm saying, shut this down and let's give me some money. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
you know, that's what we suffer from. You know what I'm saying? Like you like the tune, right? You like the tune though, right? You like the tune. And you like, you know what I'm saying, how we customize shit, you know what I'm saying? I mean, not saying in a bad way, but I'm saying in a realistic sense, because we got soul, right? You know what I'm saying? We got feel about people, you know what I'm saying? We know how to.
I like the black culture. And
But why though?
Because
And we're at the bottom.
Hold up.
Unity.
You said what? Cause what?
unity.
Okay, so
We're at
with
the bottom too.
right.
We're at the
Then
bottom.
inside,
We still got the soul.
like-
We still got the flavor.
So
I
for
was
instance,
brought
the
up in
salt.
a neighborhood where when you
But you want to have a good time though, right?
when I was 5 years old acting up, you get your butt smacked by your neighbor's mother and stuff.
That happened to me too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm saying, but this is what I'm saying, John. This is all I'm saying
Say
is that
unity.
you know, my whole reason why I brought that up is because we're and I ain't gonna lie, our people are like that. Our people, even to this day, our people, you know what I'm saying, we're the most forgiving people on the face of the earth.
that's facts.
No, seriously, man. You know, and I see that as a problem because other ethnicities don't do that.
Nope, at all.
Do you agree with me?
Disagree with you.
Oh, but
That's why they still gonna get the Nazis.
that's why.
Hey,
because-
an old school Nazi will be 99 years old. They're still gonna go arrest them.
And the Japanese responded and
Yeah.
kicked y'all butts in Pearl Harbor, man.
So
And
I
then
wanna
what
gi-
happened?
So I want to give you an example of what I just said.
Yeah, go
See an eyebrow up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Y'all, well, they whooped y'all
so-
in World War II, man.
it's like you've heard
Vietnam.
of a co-op.
You said what?
A co-op back in the South is where you go buy your fertilizer and your seeds and
Yes.
stuff. So you walk in there. I want 20 bags of 688. I want so many tomato plants and stuff like that. I need some concrete blocks and stuff. So I pay for it there, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, "What are you waiting for?" I'm waiting for somebody to go out there and get that for me. And they said, "Just go back there and get it yourself." And I'm like, "Aren't you worried about me stealing anything?" She said, "No, sir. Never seen anybody work hard that would steal."
Shit.
That's heavy shit, though. I mean, I get it,
So any truth or not?
No.
People that are hard workers and all this that would steal.
Still?
I mean,
I don't
I
know.
feel like this.
Some
There's
people work
people that
hard. Some people
all
work
their
hard to
lives.
steal.
No, hold on. There's people that work hard all their lives. Just hear me out. Just hear me out what I'm saying. Like, there's people that work hard all their lives. And you wouldn't know what they've been doing to get that, you know what I'm saying, that work done.
But
Right.
if you live in a southern town, everybody knows what everybody does.
Hey, well, Mr. Mark said, I can have $1 million and still a bitch wild.
And still,
Right.
And what I'm saying is this is what I'm saying. And I'm just being real. I'm just getting straight to the chase. You guys have a bad track record. And I'm gonna be real with you. You guys have a bad track record. And what I mean by that is that, you know, we don't own anything. Can you tell me anything in the South that black people own, you know what I'm saying, that are actually, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I know 10 or 15 black guys that own over 2,000 to 3,000 acres of land.
And they gotta pay property
does it
taxes.
supersede- Hold on. Hold on. Do they supersede over, you know what I'm saying, your people owning, you know what I'm saying, stuff?
Actually, there were some of the top cattle ranchers in that area.
But I'm asking, this is what I'm asking. The
They allowed-
overall.
they allowed
The
50
overall.
people. 50
Is
people
there,
are allowed.
let's go look this up. Can somebody Google, you know what I'm saying,
The
where
ownership.
that ownership?
Ownership now.
Yeah, please.
I was watching this show. I was watching
watching
this show. It was in Texas, and this company who owned this big old company was buying all the property on 9th Street, 10th Street, and then when they got to 11th Street, the black people fought to keep their property. But it was a long, hard-fought battle, right? They had to go through hoops. They had to go through hell. They had to beg and plead. Right? As far as the people who own the company were white, they could just come and just steal anything they wanted to. Right?
Facts.
Without pleading, without begging, they could just come take.
You're talking about Bill Gates, aren't you?
No, I'm talking about it was in Texas.
You
Yeah,
know-
Bill Gates, Paul
know-
Allen, he bought the whole Central District.
You know,
Not even that, he's buying up Africa right now.
do you know who's the biggest farm owner in the United States today is?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff when they get their eye on it, and the farmer says they don't want it, they get in there with the local government and make it
He's selling fake meat to people. But hey, look, this is the thing, you know what I'm saying? Like all them, like, that's funny how you said that. It's funny you said that, you know? Like, so, do you see anybody that look like can resemble us having ownership, you know what I'm saying, more than any other, you know what I'm saying, ethnicity? Just in this city alone.
I don't really know anybody in the city.
The whole thing about ownership.
But hold on. You know Bill Gates though.
I know Gates and Jeff Bezos and stuff like that, but
the thing about owning stuff,
That's
you really
not
don't
the
own
only
it because
rich
if
people
the
that-
government want to come and take it,
They can take it, yeah. They can take it. Seize it, yeah.
Take it.
Yeah.
The state can take any property they want to right now.
Just
Where
like
did
they
that
did
come
Black
from?
Wall Street.
where did that come from? The fuel system. The fuel system from England. You had the king
More
of
white people.
England.
So where was England?
So
More white people.
Let me finish. So, well, like
Go
I
ahead, Johnny,
said,
go ahead.
if they're evil, they're evil.
Right.
The white, black, or something, they're still evil.
Yeah,
So the fuel system, you had the king there, and you got your, what they call it, people got land out in the country, the lords, or whatever they call them.
Yeah, the Dutch, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And they're sitting around the table with the king, and one of them says something the king don't like, what happens? No, you slap some, and he says, you're no longer a lord or a law, we're giving your land to this guy here.
Or
You're
a
not a
duke.
duke.
Or a duke. Yeah, that's what they call them in the Bible.
So that only way you hold your land in England is you got to kiss a king's ass.
See,
And
that's
two,
nasty.
and what even makes it worse, that shit jumps down from the king to out in the countryside. All your little communities around there that's paying taxes to make the king rich and stuff. You ever understand where the word mayor came from?
Etymologically, mayor, no.
So all these little villages down here, the king appointed mayors. And this is, I've always wondered, it's like, I don't know, you can't be racist on your own color, can you?
Say what?
You can.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna be racist because, like, when I look at the English people, they all look the same to me.
They look like you.
And you know why?
From a distance, we can't tell.
So the reason
By your
why,
accent, I can.
right, the reason why is the mayors.
So that's what it means.
So ask me why.
Why?
There's a tradition in the village as a mayor, he's the head guy. So everybody that he marries couples together, he gets his first night with the woman. So that's how come so many people there looks the same, because the firstborn in all those villages are by that one guy.
That is true. That is true. That is true.
That kind of sounds like slavery.
That
Yep.
sound like diabolical.
Slavery.
Yeah, like, you know,
Yeah,
that sounds like Deuteronomy 28.
That's what happened. That's what happened in the movie Butler, right? When we seen Mariah Carey was playing the slave, and the slave master said, "Come in the house. I need some help." David Banner had to sit there and watch. You know, his wife literally get done by the slave master. And then all David Banner said was, "Hey," to the slave master. "Hey, not hey, what you doing? Hey." And then the slave master shot him in the head.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Right. Hope you enjoy. Right.
Hope it's good.
Right. Right. He shot him in the head in front of his son just for saying, "Hey."
So big question to you guys.
Yeah.
Did that just happen in England?
Did that just happen in England?
No, the English came over here.
Right.
No, I said, did that only happen in England, or did that happen in Spain, France, Portugal, and all
Now
those
this what you're saying. Hold on, listen.
All
Hold on.
Europeans.
Everything that you said is just like what these brothers said.
Europeans.
They're all Europeans.
They're all Europeans.
Countries, their nation.
All Caucasian.
Well, I also say it did happen in the northern part of Africa too.
So, like for instance, like us as Israelites, we have 12 different tribes, right? Judah, Benjamin, Levi, right, all the way down to Manasseh, right? So they're different tribes, but we're all the same people as Israelites. So Germany, right, or Germans, right, Scottish, right, French, Polish, right? These are different tribes, but you guys are the same people as Caucasian.
Oh, that was one question when I left here. I was going to ask you guys.
What's up, John?
You consider you're the black Hebrew Israelite,
This the Hebrew.
We just history.
so you're not with these guys on the corner up here.
That's our brothers, but no, we're not with them.
Okay, so my question was on that issue there. all the 12 tribes
Mm-hmm.
in your black Hebrew Israelites.
Ah! Hold on, wait.
That's what
Hey,
you guys see.
hold on. What color is this? Right here. What color is this? You know, Johnny. No, look.
That's blue.
Johnny.
That's blue.
What is that?
Johnny, what color?
Darker blue.
Johnny, what color?
Come on,
Johnny, what
Johnny.
color are his shoes? What color?
His are black, his pants are
Okay,
black. The
okay,
way I'm
look at his
looking
skin.
it,
Hold
it
on,
looks
look
like-
at his skin.
It looks like a blue tint.
Is his skin the same color as his shoes that you just said are black?
Brown.
He's brown. At least you're going to use a color, say the right
brown.
color.
So-
Brown Hebrew Israelites.
Word association. So what I'm saying, all the 12 tribes in your group are you just one of the tribes.
We're, as far as our group,
Consider like
Like it considers that you consider the black Hebrews Israelites or just Hebrew Israelites. What
we were blue Hebrew Israelites.
so, you're blooming. So what your title is Hebrew Israelites?
We just Hebrew.
That's it.
So you go by no black or no Israelite.
Me no black.
me no black.
You know black.
It's Hebrew.
No negro.
So the Hebrews existed before the Israelites did.
Well, Hebrew is a language.
It's a language, yeah.
Yeah, Abraham was the father of the.
Right.
Yeah.
Eber. You know who Eber is?
Eber.
You know who Eber?
That's where
you ever
Hebrew
watch this
comes
on
from.
Eber? You ever watch that? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Jacob.
Right.
That's Jacob's kids, right? But before that, they were just Hebrews, right?
That's what they were speaking.
So Jacob, the Most High took Jacob and said, "Through your seed, I'm going to establish the nation that I choose." Right? So yeah, there was Hebrews before. Yeah, like
That's right.
I like Abraham.
I like them all.
He was a Hebrew.
I like Abraham when he was young.
He was a Hebrew.
Because when he was young, his father was a soldier in what was the
Idolatry.
what was the Babylonians?
No, they wasn't. They wasn't a
At
step.
that time.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, yeah. The Babylonian. Well, no, they're after.
Okay,
They're
so
afterwards.
Abraham's father.
No. They were before Abraham. The Babylonians were established with the
Abraham's
Tower of Babel.
Was
Oh yeah. When we had
Abraham's father was the commander in.
So like you're
in
absolutely
that
right.
group.
Mhm.
So Abraham's father had this little shop where he made all the idols.
And what did
stuff.
Abraham do? What did he do?
Oh, I love
Abraham
what
was
he
in
did.
an
He
Ur of the
went in and
Chaldees.
knocked them suckers down, broke them, and his dad comes in. Son, did you break those? No, I think one of the gods did it.
That's in one of those Enoch, Jasher, Jubilee books.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
That's what it was. Jasher, the book of Jasher.
Yeah.
But in the
Do you hold on real quick? Do you strive? Like you said that you like Abraham as far as what you're reading, right? As far as starting from the beginning, and Abraham is a character in that Bible that
Hey,
you
what
like.
are
Is that
you?
correct? So what? Oh man,
hey, what are you?
what are y'all?
I'm from Husband Hotel.
Hasbin Hotel. What about you? What about you? You look like you from the time he was talking about. My friend Johnny, he said England, right? You know what I'm saying?
I'm a damn pirate.
You look like you, girl. You look like you know, right? You, right? Yeah, she married to Robin Hood. Yeah, Puss in Boots. Yeah, see that? Go, sorry, bro.
So was that really respectful?
We was playing. We was joking.
Okay.
They didn't take it offensive. How can they be offended stepping out the house like that, Johnny? Let's be
I'm
honest.
just
That's
like,
Comic-Con.
They want attention.
is that what they are?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
comedy.
try to figure out what people really are.
Do they do that down south?
No, they don't.
I guess they love.
They get the Greyhound treatment.
The Greyhound treatment just left
Back when the federal government cut the money back on mental institutions, the South created a new mental health care called the Greyhound treatment.
That's what black people
You
get.
put those crazy asses on the bus and send them to California.
Right,
Get them
right.
out of there, get them out of town.
They did it too.
They did.
Yep.
That stuff's made from New York City.
That's what
Huh?
they do up here.
And
They send all the fucking
Governor Abbott
immigrants
of
from Iraq
Texas.
up here.
Yeah, they do.
Governor Abbott in Texas
All the
did the same
Ukrainians
thing
up
when all
here.
the immigrants come across the border. He put them on a bus and sent them to Chicago and New York.
That's what they do here. They send bring all the Ukrainians here, the Russians here.
No, this is a
But
sanctuary.
we
A
don't-
sanctuary.
We don't send them anywhere, do we?
No.
What are you talking about?
They come right here.
We will be sending them somewhere.
So they're trying to send the
You know
Mexicans.
why?
Why?
They're trying to send the
By the end
Mexicans
of this
home.
year, sanctuary cities and states lose all their federal funding. So the state's going to have to
Well, that's
pay
what they're
their
trying to do
own
right
way.
now. That's what they're trying to do right now.
Yeah.
And two,
President Donald Trump, your president, right?
he's the president of the United
But he's
States.
your president.
Ask me the last time I voted.
You're a red state.
Ask me the last time I
Red
voted.
state.
When was the
You're a
last time
red
you
state,
voted?
bro.
1992.
Good Lord,
Red state, the
Well,
red
stop. You
Ask-
said that was when Bill Clinton that was
Ask me why. Ask me why.
I'm messing with you, man.
Ask me why. I
Why?
voted.
Why?
Because the politicians are so corrupt that I couldn't stand
That's
for
during
it.
That's
Bill
good,
Clinton.
Johnny.
That's
That's
during
good,
Bill
Johnny.
Clinton, though, right?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
He
Johnny.
was in there. I don't know if it was before he was run. I think it might have been an election before he
It was
run.
an election when he got elected.
I think it might have
91,
been,
right? 91.
Bush and Clinton. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's-
Bush and
that-
Clinton,
I didn't even
The,
vote on that
his
one.
dad, the dad Bush, who died.
Yeah, no, around what, 90, 91?
91, 92.
Yeah.
Did you know the Bush senior?
Yeah, the Bush Senior, that's what I'm talking about. The Bush
His
Senior.
son, Bill Clinton, Obama, all the same.
Yeah, they're all related.
And the senior Bush.
Well, it's Obama's mom who's related to
Right.
the Bush family.
Which is why they're part of the Skulls and Bones, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, organization. Go ahead.
The
Yep.
senior Bush, the senior Bush that was president, you know what his father was head of?
So you know why what?
You mean Grove?
Yeah.
And you know what?
Yep, that's where they're at. That's where they're
I
at.
hadn't read that, but it's possible.
Always possible.
It's very possible.
So
You're gonna get
Senior
there.
Bush,
It's coming.
his father was the head of the Federal Reserve.
Good.
George Bush Sr. was the head of CIA when Kennedy was killed, which was a government op.
Reagan was president.
that was Nixon, that was
this
Nixon,
is
right?
something, if you look at seriously, Lincoln, Kennedy, and Reagan.
There's another one.
No.
Nixon too. He got it.
Just listen, but these three here, two of them died, and one got shot and survived, but the case was too, he didn't go ahead and do what he was saying.
What was the dude's name? Brady? Something Brady.
Yeah. But you know why Lincoln and Kennedy was killed? Because they were proposing to take the Federal Reserve and make it a government-owned institution instead of the Jewish bankers. Jewish bankers are the ones that own the Federal Reserve. We don't own it.
all this shit.
Yeah, that's how they
And so those three were put, Kennedy and Lincoln, well, Lincoln was talking about getting rid of the Federal Reserve. Kennedy, during was it the end of Korea or start of Vietnam, he printed currency, government currency, and the Federal Reserve was mad, and that's probably one reason. And then Reagan was bringing up legislation to put tight control, the noose around the Federal Reserve, and that's why there was an attack on him.
Ronald Reagan was the biggest dope dealer in the United States history, whether you know it or not. He's the biggest drug dealer.
Yeah, man.
Well,
No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
That's it.
the United States, probably most of the time, they made the money for special ops and drugs.
That's why when
And then what
JFK
happened
came
during
in,
that time, during
they had to
Reagan's
break
era,
off relationships with Fidel Castro because Fidel Castro was plugged in with
Not
Reagan.
even just that, him and what's his name too? From Colombia.
Pablo Escobar?
Escobar.
Yeah.
You understand that?
Where did the English build their wealth from?
He said, where did the English get their wealth from?
Right.
Well, according to history, they got it from black people.
That's one third. You're right. One
Yes,
third
right. There we go.
Then what's the other 2/3?
You said what?
What's the other 2/3?
What's the other 2/3 of how they got their riches?
Yeah.
Besides black people?
Yeah.
Well, now that you admitted that black people was the main, I can be honest now. Second would be free labor off who? Black people, right? Because because look, you're gonna get there, Johnny, in the Bible.
Okay.
In the Bible, Johnny.
Cocaine.
Oh, there you go. Oh,
Their first.
hold on, Johnny, do that one more time.
The first
One more
trade-
time, Johnny. One more time. You
I'm
look.
not nobody's posse.
Okay. One more time,
So
Johnny.
I'm starting to lose some comfort with you.
No, well, listen, go ahead.
I'm
Go
starting
ahead.
to lose a little comfort with you.
No, Johnny, we cool, man. We cool, man. Don't worry about it.
Lloyd's of London is one of the biggest ones. For 500 to 600, 700 years, they made their profit on selling opium. And then after the opium, it was starting to dwindle, and that's when the African trades, the Moors started pirating along North Africa.
I know it's on North Africa.
And so,
It was more
the
Pakistan.
English got in there, and they're the biggest ones that made the most money off of slavery. It was,
Afghanistan had the most, you know what I'm saying? Actually, they're the ones who had the poppy plants. That's where they, you know what I'm saying, they were transporting it. But they were trying to say they were doing it for, municipal, you know what I'm saying? But I don't, municipal, I don't believe that. I believe they were doing it for money. They were
So
doing it
England's money came from slavery, poppies, and spices. Like the Indies, they would go down to the Indies and buy all the spices and stuff.
Gold oil and drugs, right?
Yeah.
Drugs was big back then, but I'm just thinking like today we need somebody like maybe the early beginning of China. There was an emperor in China. China had a big problem with opium, drugs and stuff. So the emperor sent
Talking about England, right?
China.
China,
So he's sending his troops out. He says, anybody that does drugs, anybody sells drugs, families of them, cut their heads off.
That's why they got
there.
those laws over there right now.
And so, even though China produces most of fentanyl, China doesn't have a drug problem.
I'm not gonna say China. I think it's one of the other countries over there where they say you get the death sentence if you get caught with drugs.
It's China. And this is another question I want to ask you. Who built the wall of China?
Black people. Yeah, look it up.
What country?
Well, we've been shipped on all four corners of the earth. The silk.
Wall of China. Who
Yeah.
built it?
So the Silk Grove slave trade. Are you familiar with that?
No, we're not talking about any of that. We're talking about a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Wall of
just
China.
It's the Silk Grove slave trade.
I'm about to explain it to
Did
you.
China build it?
No, we did. Because the Chinese people, right, which you'll read in the Bible, are the Moabites, came over and during the Silk Road slave trade, right, and grabbed Hebrew Israelites, right, who are our people, and shipped us over there to China to build it up.
Too, right?
Well, the Most High God that you're reading about in the Old Testament proclaimed and he prophesied that the children of Israel are going to... Hosea 1 and 10 real quick. Hosea 1 and 10.
I got Isaiah 11:11.
Yeah, that's
China
good too.
Wall,
Yeah.
Where's the highest part of the wall?
He
Is
said,
it pointing
where's the
away from
highest
China,
part?
Or is it pointing to China?
Watch
I don't know.
this. It's
You-
funny
you
said
know?
this. It's funny you said it. Watch this.
Where
Watch
is
this.
it? Where
The
is it?
highest part of the wall is on the China side.
Okay.
It was built to keep something in there. And so on the other side of the wall, it was a group called the Tantaria or Tantarian Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of that?
Well, all these empires that you're talking about in history...
So this was the Russian Empire, but the wall was built
Hosea
with
1.
the walls highest on the China side because they were trying to contain something in that area. And the China wall,
East Valley.
Right. Yeah, right. For real.
and the
Hosea
China
1 and 10,
wall
verse 10.
probably wasn't built by the Chinese Empire. It was probably built before the Great Flood.
It's all built by Israelites. It's any empire,
Well, there
right?
was no Israelites before the Great Flood.
Well, so what was the
There were
first?
no
Hold on.
Hebrews there either.
Before the Israelites were established, right?
Descendants of Adam and Eve.
Hold on. Before the Israelites were established through Jacob, what was the first major empire that was established before the
We're
Israelites?
talking- the China Wall was built before the Great Flood.
Well, we understand. You said China before the flood of Noah?
Right.
No, you have to show proof.
The pyramids were built before the flood.
You said before the flood? Are you
Yeah.
sure? Because the Bible says different in Exodus, man, chapter 1. You already
You
passed
said
that
the
part.
pyramids were built before the flood. Are you
That's
sure
what
about
they're,
that?
that's what scientists are saying. That's
Okay.
what the
But we're
scientists
gonna read
say.
this real quick. We're gonna
Right.
just because you brought up the point about who built the great walls. Watch this. It says this is the book of Hosea, chapter 1, verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as a sand in the sea.
So we're numbered like the sand of the sea. We cannot be what? Go ahead.
Which cannot be measured,
Uh-huh.
nor numbered.
Nor numbered.
And it shall come to pass.
Mm-hmm.
Future prophecy. that in the place where it was said
Mm-hmm.
unto them,
Right.
ye are not my people.
Everywhere we've been shipped in all four corners of the earth, we've been told by our slave oppressors that we are not the people, right, of the Most High God. Go ahead.
Ye, and it says, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God.
So there it shall be said unto them, as we are, cannot be measured or numbered, which means no matter where you go, you're going to see Israelites, right? People of melanated, beautiful, brown skin, right? Even black skin, you understand? That have been spread on all four corners of the earth due to the fact of slavery. And they're still there because of their ancestors having to build up the Great Wall of China, right? The Babylonian Empire, the Egyptian Empire, Medo-Persian Empire, right? All the way the Greeks Empire, even dealing the ancient Roman Empire, and even dealing with modern day Rome in America, in all four corners of the earth. According to God.
I want to add one more to that.
You said what? Go ahead.
This is definitely before the flood of the Noah's flood.
Mm-hmm.
In central part of Mexico, the people that lived in Mexico were Aztecs and
Incans.
Mayans.
Incas, yep.
But who were the people before them?
They were us.
And if you look, if you go,
and who were they called?
if you go to listen,
Who were they called?
You said what?
Who were they called?
You said who were they called?
Yeah.
I mean,
Olmecs.
Nomads? Okay.
Olmecs.
Big old head.
The
Yeah.
Mexico
not just
and
Mexico.
South America, the
Uh-huh.
oldest known of anything is these giant heads of a guy from Africa there.
Yeah, they
were the Olmecs, and they say that they were there before there was probably life in Africa.
Yeah.
But
And there's no history. There's no known history of the Olmecs.
So, like, for instance, right? Even dealing with a lot of what they would call Hispanics or Mexicans and things like that of today, a lot of this is done through mixture
So,
of the Caucasian race. So, for instance, the ancient. No, I'm being honest. Hold on. The ancient, like, as far as like Mongoloidism, like, which is a defect that you see with Asians, some Hispanics, right, to where their eyes are kind of slanted and things of that nature, right? Those, the original, right, Mongoloids and things of that nature were of dark skin colored people.
So you're saying Hispanic or Native Indians?
No, what I'm saying is that they're like you have Afro
So
Mexicans. You know what I'm saying?
How did a Mexican become to where they are?
It's through rape, robbery, slavery, and murder from the
Came through
Caucasians.
The Spanish Inquisition.
The Spaniards are
Spaniards
Caucasians.
Came and they raped the Native
You're right.
Indians there. That's how the Mexican race was created.
So that in the Spaniards. Remember what we said earlier, right? That there's different tribes, right, of Caucasian races, and Spaniards are one of the top tribes in the Caucasian race. So go
Some of
ahead.
the Indians in that area, it's got a that look. And
if you go to Panama, just hear me out. They got statues and they got, you know what I'm saying, also, you know, like temples too. Because my uncle just went there, you know, like 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? They got the faces you were talking about, they got black faces. You know what I'm saying? But my whole point of being is that I wanted to read this from Isaiah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just to, you know what I'm saying, give you a clear indication of, you know what I'm saying, what our people did and how we spread out. And what did they do? What did they do?
They're from the beginning.
They're from the what?
From the beginning.
They're from the beginning.
So another thing I was going to point out, the Philippines. You know, there was a black race of people in the Philippines.
We're spread all out. We're spread all out.
The reason I found out in investigation,
The pygmy people and the gritos.
I worked in apartment maintenance, and this elder lady passed away, and her son didn't want nothing. There was a bunch of pictures in there, and the pictures were of World War II. And I was looking in there, and I've seen a lot of stuff where he was stationed around the Philippines and stuff. And there was a picture in there that was, I'm like,
Yeah, they call them the mountain people. They're called they're called the pygmies and the negritos.
You're
Yes.
heading to go. So I was looking at this one picture and I'm like, what is this? I says, all these pictures here are of the Philippines. What's this one picture of Africa in here for? And I was looking, and it was like 10 African guys. And they were all standing there kneeling, and they had a decapitated head of a Japanese soldier. And I'm like,
Was it an actual picture or was it a?
it was a regular picture that we had film developed, and they all patched in. There was pictures of, we had pictures of when the war was over with, they signed all the treaties and stuff on both there. And when I found out there, that those were some of the native Philippine tribes. And they looked like just
I'm gonna show you something. You know, I'm gonna just show you. This is how you take the spread out. I'm gonna show you something. Look at Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11.
Bring it out.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand against the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pembroke, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands, just like how you talking about them islands, you're saying of the sea. And it says, and he shall set up and assign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. You talking about, man, what was those black dudes doing there? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it blew my mind. I says, what's this picture of Africa doing there with all these pictures of there? And then I started looking at the vegetation. I said, that's not Africa.
Now watch this though. Watch this though. And gather together the dispersed or diaspersed. You ever heard of that word diaspersed?
No.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. And it says of Judah from the four corners of the earth. So we were spread out, man,
Right.
throughout in the world.
Like I
throughout
was
the
saying,
earth.
in the Philippines they have the Negritos and they have the Pygmy people. They call them
Okay.
mountain people. It's a whole civilization
Oh, yeah.
of black Filipinos
And you
with
don't mess with
afros.
the mountain people.
Yeah, no.
You don't mess with them at all.
It's like they have, it's like in Mexico, they have a whole civilization. They push them to the mountains too, black Hispanics.
So I'm gonna head up the road, and just got one favor to ask for you guys.
What is that?
When you show us on here, don't make me be a fool.
Now we just play the video straight
play
through.
the video.
Wait, everybody knows who you are on the channel.
You're
They be asking,
regular
like,
now.
when's Johnny coming
You're
back?
regular now.
I'm a regular.
Okay. Yeah,
You just play it straight through.
We play it straight through. That's all we do.
if you follow it,
You can look at it. You can
if,
watch the channel.
if you follow with God, you start seeing the atrocities of the world. I mean, it's anytime somebody's just done with or killed or mistreated, it's all evil. It's not right. We're supposed to be creatures of
Well, I mean,
love.
you know, the Lord did create evil too, though.
For a purpose, right? Yeah. Because when people steps away from them, that was his tool.
You do believe that the Lord has control of all things, right?
I do believe that before evil spirit can come in your house, he asks for permission from God first.
Let me give you one more thing you need,
Isaiah
Johnny.
45.
You already know what I'm about to go to. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45 and verse 7.
In chapter 3.
Yep, yeah, we can get that too as well. Oh man, my eyesight. There we go. Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7, and it says, I form the light
So if he's saying I form the light,
and create darkness.
creates darkness, you're saying it's an equal balance. Read.
I make peace.
He makes what?
I make
He
peace
makes peace.
and create evil.
He creates evil.
I, Yah.
Who?
I, Yah.
Who is that?
I, Yahweh, the
Uh-huh.
Lord, do all these
Does
things.
everything.
All right, this is Amos chapter 3, verse
6.
Yep, Amos chapter 3, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid?
Now check this out. When you hear a trumpet or you hear like a large, what comes to mind? You hear a trumpet or you hear a siren. You hear a siren. What comes to mind?
Well, back when I was home, it
TV.
might be alert, but then
Like
Tornado.
alert, like
Tornado.
it's a common occurrence here.
No,
You
but you say no
ignore
alert
it.
though, right? There, get you.
Like the sirens go off so much that there's something evil come on my way. I would never know it because I ignore
Watch this.
it.
Watch this. Read.
We're not supposed to ignore the trumpets,
So-
are we?
No.
So shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city?
Should there be what?
Shall there be evil in a city,
Read.
and the Lord hath not done it?
You got to think about it. Who does the evil? Who does the evil?
Well, Satan does it, but it's only allowed through the.
But what is this saying? What is this saying in the 6th verse of Amos? Read one more time.
Shall a trumpet be blown in the city,
Shall you be warned? Read.
and the people not be afraid?
And not be afraid, because you know, like when you want to get that warning, right? You want to know that, you know what I'm saying, when something bad's about to happen, like a disaster. Like, matter of fact, prime example, just real quick. You guys have tornadoes and shit, you know what I'm saying, like, or hurricanes and shit, right? Am I right or wrong? You gotta get that warning, right? You get that warning, right?
Evacuate.
And then you evacuate, right?
It sounds just like a train.
Okay, now read. Read. Watch this.
Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city,
So there'll be evil in the city,
and the Lord hath not done it?
and there's action in the Lord, so the Lord doesn't do evil.
We know he does.
Now
We
watch
just
this.
read it.
Keep on reading.
Verse 7.
Hold on,
Verse
hold on,
7.
hold on, hold on.
Surely,
Surely. Oh no, just kind of.
surely,
Okay, surely.
the Lord God,
The Lord who?
the Lord God,
All right.
will do nothing,
Do what?
will do nothing,
Read.
but he revealeth his secret.
He what?
He revealeth his secret
He revealed the secret.
unto his servants,
And
the,
it's, and it's what?
unto his servants, the prophets.
So he's gonna warn us. He's gonna have us warn our people before anything evil that he's gonna, you know, say, construct. Basically, that's all it means.
So it's
It
like-
means
I got one too.
It's like the
Joel
putting the
21.
red mark on
Joel
the door of
21.
the Savior. It's like putting the red mark on the door of the
Okay.
Savior firstborn in the days of Egypt when God was freeing his people from Egypt.
Yeah.
When he brought the wrath on
Joel.
Egypt.
Listen to this, John. This is Joel chapter 2, verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Lord,
the day of the what?
the day of the Lord YAH cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
And you know what the day of the Lord is, right?
It's a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and a thick darkness. And as the morning spread upon the mountains, great people and a strong, there hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations.
So that's something to think about, Johnny. You were saying
Yeah.
the day of the Lord. You were saying it's gonna be a reckoning day.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a real terrible, destructive day.
We got more. A fire,
A what?
a fire devoureth before them. Bombs, nuclear destruction, right?
Earthquakes,
Earthquakes,
tornado.
natural fires and wildfires in California.
Particle beams.
There you go, Johnny. Right?
You get it.
And behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them. And behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them.
And then we get Malachi 4 and 5.
In other words, it's saying that as much as you love God, you should fear him as much too.
Sure.
So when you lose the fear of God, you're going to step away from him. And you,
That's right.
If you harden your heart.
yeah.
And this is how we know that John the Baptist isn't
Yeah,
Elijah.
I know the part on where
This is
every time that
Malachi.
it's mentioned when I read in the Bible when it says hardening of the heart,
Yeah, I got you.
you can feel the hurt.
Yeah.
Because you know that you're growing up in society here that it hardens your heart.
Yeah.
You get to a point where
Listen to this, listen to
it should be
this.
that way.
This is Malachi chapter 4, verses 4 through 5.
This is how we know that John the Baptist was not Elijah.
Verse 4. Remember ye the law of
You
Moses,
got to remember the law. It's talking about, you know, saying what was before.
Yeah.
Read.
my servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb, for all Israel, with the statutes and judgments. Verse 5. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
And that's how we know that John the Baptist is not Elijah. Because when John the Baptist came, that did not have to be this way to Joel.
So I'm not familiar with all that.
Okay.
You'll
I
get
got
to it, though.
New
You'll get to it.
Yeah,
That's
how we know
I'll
it's
get
for
to
the
it.
people.
I was going to
Right,
ask you,
right.
you guys stand here all the time. How many people goes to that door?
Oh man, watch our videos. You'll find out. Watch our
And
videos.
they've been out of
Watch our
business for how
videos.
long?
A
Since
year.
the pandemic?
A year.
Johnny,
Last
Johnny,
year.
You know what we need you to do,
Yeah, it was
Johnny?
last year.
This is what we want you to do. Next time, Johnny, we're gonna put you to work. What we're gonna do, Johnny, is we're gonna have you stand and anybody that tries to come, you're gonna say, Johnny,
That would be crazy.
this place is forever closed. That's all you gotta do, Johnny.
Yeah. And
And they're gonna listen
They're
to
gonna
you.
listen to you.
They're gonna listen to you.
But they
Well,
gotta still try to do it. They gotta still pull the
You
door.
know, I would do that, but I don't think they're very smart.
No, they're not.
You know why?
Because they keep trying to do it. They're
Because
on every door.
That's right, Johnny.
They come in the door and there's 3 black guys there. They should
Right.
be going the opposite
Because
way.
they know if they...
Wait, Johnny.
I'm joking.
I know you joking, Johnny. That's great. It come out. It's coming out.
Watch that Mississippi in out of
Yeah, you can't take it out.
No, but really, in reality, there is some truth to
Coming
that.
out, man.
No, hold on. You
Because
hold on.
The truth is, this
Circling
is
back.
a
He said reality.
philosophy.
There is some truth to that.
And the reality is,
Yeah.
if I'm out there walking in the woods and I come to an opening there and I walk out and I see a single black guy out of the woods, I'll walk up to him, talk to him. But when I come out of the woods and there's 100 of them there, I'm turning around and going back in the woods.
Hold on. Wait.
100 white men.
And so if
What about 100 white men?
Right.
that's what I'm saying is, that's what I'm saying is, I'm more inclined to listen to you if you're an individual, but if you're 1,000 people,
Hold on.
I'm going to turn from
You know why? You know why that is, Johnny?
don't
Because
know
the
why.
creator of the Bible made nations of people to have a natural prejudice about themselves. To where you see somebody and you're like, oh, that's too many of them. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I can't count.
One,
One,
two,
two,
three,
three. Ah,
Gotta go.
Gotta go. Right? Shouldn't we feel the same way when
We're
the
the ones
Caucasians have been
It's
raping,
us.
robbing, enslaving, and killing over hundreds of millions? What shouldn't I, when I'm in Seattle, see a Caucasian and have that same attitude you have, Johnny? And be like, oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, oh, it's too many. We trying to get back home, Johnny, to our land.
If you see 10 of them in white suits, you better go longer than the same thing. Any suit,
What
yeah.
about this outfit right here? Send to you right now.
You're not going to get no bad for me on
Oh, Johnny.
How many more racing jokes you got, Johnny? How many more racing jokes do you got, Johnny? Just here.
We want to hear him.
I'm feeling bad.
No, it's all okay.
So-
It's in your heart,
So my
man.
thing
It's in
is,
your heart, man.
if he came up
Uh-huh.
and said, look,
It's closed.
I don't have a shirt. Can I have a shirt off your back? I'd pull it off.
Like, hell no, nigga.
But if you walked up and tried to take it off my back,
Yeah.
you would find a different story.
Oh, Johnny. Oh, it's going to come out, huh? So, Johnny, you got that John Wayne spirit. I see.
I'm
Yeah, Clint Eastwood came out.
I
All
might
right.
help a brother,
Dirty
but
Harry.
if he's trying to help himself to more than what I'm offering, then it's going to be a different story.
So, Johnny, real quick. So, Johnny, you said earlier that Abraham was one of your favorite characters. Do you know that the Most High
Young
God...
Abraham.
You know that the Most High God told Abraham, right, that those that bless, right, his people shall be blessed. So, Johnny, if you want to be like Abraham, Johnny, you got to change your mindset and bless 100 black people when you see them, because they come from Abraham.
You know what's so crazy?
Yeah,
Black
see
people
that?
don't be worried about nobody.
Right.
Don't be worried about nobody.
Right.
There'll be 100, 200 of us. We ain't worried about the white dude with the straw hat.
Yeah, see, Jacob and Esau in Genesis 25, it says that Jacob was just a plain man who liked to dwell in the tent. Said Esau likes to, he's a cunning hunter, which means to achieve through deceit.
Yeah,
Right.
you
Yeah.
want to get something.
Right.
Y'all the one that's
You
hunting
guys,
people and
you
animals.
guys been anytime
Who's
over
that,
here
that
in
one
the
song, man, that
South?
was here, man? It was with Ice-T.
Any of you been over
I used to
here in
live,
the South?
he's from Louisiana, and I've lived in Arkansas for 6 years.
Now, hold on. We're going to get it straight, man. I'm not from Louisiana. So shout out to my people, but I'm not from Louisiana. No, my it's in Louisiana.
From the South or not?
My family is. My dad was. Yeah, my dad's dead though, but I got family
So
down
you
there.
spent time there.
Yeah, of course, plenty. Yeah, plenty.
So when you walked around the area there, and when you're in around white people,
oh boy, here we go. Yeah, go ahead. No, okay, you
This-
get honest answer.
I want to see if you really catch this. And I personally, I believe in it, and everybody else does, that the person in the South I admire the most is a black woman.
He gave 3 examples of white men loving the black woman,
No,
but
I'm
hating
talking
the
about
black man.
respect, honor, and learning from.
So why can't you respect me? You know what I'm saying? The person
Hey,
who
that's
said
Judith.
that-
That's Judith. Judith says that, you know what I'm saying? Our women, bro, these are the nicest.
Auntie.
Who?
Auntie.
Yeah, my auntie lives down there.
Yeah. And when you're in a group of people and
Black and the Bears
and
need
you
the
got,
juice, Johnny.
you got guys out there just 300 pound solid muscles, and there's a little mother that's maybe 100 pounds or auntie 100 pounds, and she raises her voice,
Mhm.
you can see trembling.
You know what's crazy, Johnny, is that
And
you
I
said that
see
you
too,
love.
I respect how they hold the community together. That's just
But it was
great.
Well,
designed
so
like that, Johnny.
it's crazy, Johnny, that you say that, you know,
They took the black guy out of the home.
Yeah.
that
To make
black
them caregivers.
that you love black women, right? You know what I'm saying? And but
I
you know what's
respect them.
but do you know who white
When you
women
say
really?
love-
You know who white women really
When you say
admire?
love, are you saying the respect and love of sex? Are you
No.
saying sex or love?
Well, what is it about? Is it just the fact that the black woman holds the household together, that you feel that a black woman is the most beautiful thing on earth? Or is it just based off of her
Put
looks?
them out. The black woman is violent,
Okay.
respected.
Okay. It,
She walks in respect. When your auntie and stuff walks there,
Mhm.
she carries herself in confidence, don't she?
Well, my auntie, you know, to be honest,
Or your mother.
well, my mom's like from the South.
She's not from the
She's not
South.
from the
So,
South.
so black woman in the South walks with a lot of confidence.
But you see the differentiation.
Black males and white males, when they speak up, they've got their attention. And it's
I'm
respect.
very, Johnny, I'm very familiar with, man. I've been there. I've been to Texas. I've been to
Right.
Atlanta. I've been to Georgia. I've been to Tennessee. I mean, all it really comes down to, you know what I'm saying, you guys have a different custom, you know what I'm saying, when you greet people, you know what I'm saying, like how we were talking about earlier, you know what I'm saying, it's acknowledgement, you know what I'm saying, and it's supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to have like a common courtesy to be able to, you know what I'm saying, to, you know, have hospitality or be able to be respect. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I will say about, you know, when you go down there, you know what I'm saying, you gotta say yes sir and yes ma'am. When I was, you know what I'm saying, going down there.
Yeah, it's kind of changed from that.
Well,
to me,
well,
where I would say
well.
is if I want to walk with respect, I have to give respect, right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like you ain't gonna see that here. You can't just say, hey, how's it going? And somebody over there not gonna do it. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Okay, so but down there they're gonna greet you.
I know another place like that too. In Arizona, they're like that too. Phoenix.
Yeah,
like
they're
that
pretty
too.
friendly there. Yeah, people's friendly there.
They threw me for a loop.
Yeah,
I don't
but
expect it.
this is here, like when I first moved here in 2003, the apartment where I rented, it's like, been there like 3 months, and some of the locals in there were saying, Johnny, how you like Seattle? I said, I love it. The weather's perfect. There's no summer, there's no winter. It's just spring and fall. And they said, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the people. I said, the people's really friendly here. And they're like, looking at me like, no, they're not. I said, you know, that's just the South in me. And they said, what do you mean by that? I said, we're taught when you walk up to a man, if you got a smile, you get a smile back. You walk to it with them with a frown, you're going to get a frown back. So if you want to be honoring stuff, you're probably going to get your butt whipped.
what if 100 black people all smile, you know what I'm saying, and nod at you? Are you gonna mingle? You gonna mingle, Johnny? There's too much.
I mean,
We're just playing with you, man.
what kind of uniform are they wearing?
Bandana.
They're wearing the soldier's outfit with guns and weapons.
Bandanas. We're wearing bandanas.
Yeah.
We're red, black, and yellow bandanas.
Right, right, and shiesty mask.
100 people comes up to me. I'm coming out of the woods.
Yeah.
Black guys are coming out. They got hoodies on with their
Like this.
ass of their pants down
Like this.
here.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn those away.
Right.
And you know where they can
What if
say,
there was 3 cops? Would you walk right in? If there were 3 cops right there.
You know, I was brought up to respect the cops.
Yeah, would you still walk by? Would you feel safe enough to walk
You
by?
feel safe then, right?
Yeah.
You feel safe.
Oh,
that's the total opposite. Now, hold on, Johnny. That's the total opposite of
Hold
what
on, Johnny.
we have to feel. We got to be worried about if we're gonna get pulled over for some bullshit,
Right.
and if we're gonna get, you know what I'm saying, shot. Or get beat down by, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's not, I'm just being honest, it's a statistic.
Then they just throw the case out and say, hey,
Well, I'll admit 100%. There's things I can do that you guys get in trouble for and should.
like what?
Well, that's a start. That's a
Like
start,
what?
Johnny.
Like what?
Like,
Breathing.
if I'm standing on the corner here and you're standing on the corner with me and the store up here is robbed, and they see you standing there, they're going to come talk to you first.
That's right, Johnny. That's right.
And
That's called white privilege, Johnny.
That's right.
You got white privilege, right?
Even though the law enforcement, when they quote any crime,
And it could be an Asian
they
dude.
don't even
Asian suspect.
They don't quote
Asian
the,
suspect, though.
they don't quote the race of the person, but it's naturally assumed
That you?
that who it is.
Yes, they do on the radio. They
And I
say
said, you know,
suspect,
the
black man.
news doing a discernment there. Because
closed.
It's closed. So they're doing a discernment there because when somebody commits a crime, if it's an Asian or white guy, they should say it because it doesn't put it on you.
Do you agree that you have white privilege?
Come on,
Come on, Johnny.
I agree with you.
Yay!
Johnny,
That word, society hopefully is changing. Man,
Look, you don't like it, huh?
You don't like it.
You enjoy it.
Right.
You enjoy it. You enjoy it.
I know. Hey, if I was in the position, I
You
would.
gotta enjoy it while it's like last, Johnny. One day.
Limitations
day.
5. That's
One day.
It's a limitation.
I'm sorry that you should be looked as respectful as I am. That hopefully that day will come.
It is gonna come, Johnny.
It is
It's
coming
gonna flip.
because God's going to make it come.
If I say who's gonna be on top.
And how do you judge a man? Not by his color, but
Oh my God, he did the Martin Luther King.
But the cameras of his
Did he do it?
Okay.
did he
he
say
do it?
Y'all
that?
put a bullet in his head
Did
though.
he say that?
Johnny, y'all put a bullet in his head, Johnny.
Read this real quick.
Listen, this is what you got to do, Johnny, right? Because it's coming out in the true spirit, right? Because the Most High made you this way. This is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 21. This is what the Most High is telling you. Rejoice and be glad,
Should be glad with. Watch this stuff.
O daughter of Edom, O Johnny, that dwellest in the land of
Because
Uz.
you're growing right now, you know what I'm saying? Whether you know it or not, and you're enjoying the fruits of the land.
The cup also
The cup, that drink,
shall pass through unto thee.
So what?
Pass through unto thee.
Read on.
Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. Right? Verse 22. The punishment of thine iniquity is the punishment of thine
For the
iniquity.
iniquity that you were saying was caused.
So they come.
Hold on. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished.
Is what?
Is accomplished. O daughter of Zion, he will no more carry thee away into captivity.
So in other words, just being frank, man, you should enjoy this, man. You should enjoy, you know what I'm saying, having, you know, that privilege that you got right now, man.
Because it says he will visit thine iniquity.
He's gonna visit the iniquity.
O daughter of Edom,
Hold on, who?
O daughter of Edom, O daughter of Edom, and he will discover thy sins.
So like,
Great.
So,
Isaiah 51.
so with
and
that,
it's saying as a nation, man.
yeah.
That's
So
what it's
that quote where you talk about the nakedness and stuff, would that also relate to the time in Noah when he was brought his son? How to go with the?
Oh no, you're talking about him. No, that has nothing to do with that. It's talking about, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not talking about them,
being-
but it's Colin, they were making fun of his nakedness or
Yeah,
something.
you're talking about him and Noah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not talking about
But that's not
him.
talking about that.
Nope.
So that don't relate to that.
No.
Okay, I got one just like that. Isaiah 51, in verse number 22.
Bring it out.
Thus saith thy Lord, the Lord, is thy God, that pleadeth the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again.
See?
But I will put it in the hand of them.
Of who?
Of them.
Them.
That afflict thee.
That did what?
That afflict thee.
See, so I mean, it's judgment, man. That's just gonna happen, Johnny.
Gonna afflict.
Because our people, you know, say like we're paying the toll right now, but later on you're gonna have to pay that toll, man. And not just you, your whole nation.
Yeah, there's kind of like something I was bringing up. Maybe I should ask you guys there, but
Okay.
it says that if we believe in Jesus, he's
Ah, Johnny,
Well,
Johnny.
I'm quoting this, let me finish what I'm saying.
What was
This
Johnny?
host, this will probably be to your advantage. So Christians are saying if you believe in Jesus, he's real, and you ask for forgiveness, you're saved.
Right?
But
From what though?
in the New Testament, Jesus,
Right,
move away. I do not know you. And they say,
But that-
well, did
He
we
quoted David.
do
David said that.
equities?
Right.
And we
David said
that.
save
Yeah.
people from evil spirits. He says, I don't know you. So the thing is,
Depart
there,
from me, yeah.
so the reality,
do know that,
what I got from that is that
It's closed. It's closed.
This is
on,
close.
on our day of judgment, we're right with war. We still will have to take a punishment for our sins.
Not if you're not if the Most High see, the
So,
Most High is
the-
gonna the Most High is gonna He promised to forgive a remnant of Israel. Right?
So he's not like when we're a parent that
We're getting our ass whooped right now, Johnny.
like
Right.
Right now.
what I'm saying is like raising my kid and he does something wrong
Punishment.
and he asks forgiveness from it, but that doesn't save him from his punishment. He gets a whipping.
What are
This
we?
is the same thing with the Lord too.
Now, Johnny, what are we being saved from? I just want to know what.
Yeah, what are we saying?
Right, Johnny. Right.
We're being saved from a body that was born in evil,
But from what? What did you save
sin,
us from?
Sin?
devil.
The Most
Oh,
High
the devil?
The Most High
Devil.
never said. God never says He's gonna save us from sin nor the devil.
Okay.
In the Old Testament, it doesn't say that.
Oh, well, that's what I picked up from
New
Johnson Church and stuff like that.
Yeah, church.
So,
And it's a prime point where you said, man, like these preachers just these preaching stuff, and they, you know, saying,
yeah, you're true.
You don't really gotta read it for yourself.
And so in the Old Testament, what is salvation?
In the Old Testament, salvation is being saved from the hands of your enemies.
that's right,
That's salvation.
that's right.
And so that would be Satan.
No,
He would be-
that would be the
It's not your
nations.
enemy.
Other nations that hate us, according to Psalms
The nation.
83 and 2, all the way down to
We don't get saved
So-
from sin. We repent from sin.
So, okay, so that's your salvation. But in the Old Testament, I being a stranger living in the community of the children of Israel,
If you take
I
hold of the
looked
skirt-
on there, so does that apply
take
to
hold of
me
the skirt,
too?
You want me to get that real quick?
Take hold of the skirt, right?
Yep.
So you take hold. You
So-
want to join the congregation, right?
So when you move into the community, you become
Zechariah 8:23.
Yeah, you gotta
Okay.
follow the laws, statutes,
Okay.
and commandments, right? But you're not equal.
Nope.
Not equal.
Okay.
Like I can sell you
To the
roadkill.
Sabaeans.
I can sell you roadkill. I can tax you. I can do usury on you. But
Yep.
I can't do it on him, or I can't do it on him.
So on that,
And I don't gotta ever free you or your descendants.
where do I get my equity at?
I'm gonna show you real quick.
Equity is
This,
not getting destroyed.
this is it right here. This is how you gonna get. This is how you gonna get it. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 8, verse 23.
Bring it out.
And it says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take a hold."
That's the completion of that number. That don't mean 10 actual. Not literal.
Right. Shall take hold out of all languages of the nations,
Yep.
even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, "We will go with you, for we have heard that God is with you."
Right, because God's gonna be with us.
So-
And the nations are gonna know that.
I'm gonna be heading out, but I got one more question. Oh yeah, the question is, do you observe all the Old Testament, all the chapters in it, or
Do we read them? Yeah, we read them.
They're all. So your book is
Genesis to Malachi.
is that the end of the Old Testament?
Malachi.
Okay, I was just wondering if.
Yep, right there.
So the Old Testament was actually called what? Torah
It's
or
called the
something?
Tanakh.
Well, the Torah is from Genesis to Deuteronomy, and then from Joshua all the way to Malachi.
So
It's the
You got-
Tanakh.
You got the writings.
Tanakh.
You got the prophets,
Yeah.
the law, and the writings.
So the Torah's got more books in it.
The Torah,
The
five
Torah
books.
is the actual foundation.
The foundation, 5 books. That's
Okay.
the law.
Yeah.
Then you got the writings, Psalms, Ecclesiastes,
Yeah.
Songs of Solomon. Then you got the prophets,
Yeah.
Isaiah, all the way to Malachi.
And so before that was there, it's like I was questioning is the books in the Bible in the old times they were just letters, weren't they?
There were scrolls.
They were considered like letters before they were chapters in the
There was,
Bible.
there was scrolls. There
Yeah.
were scrolls, or there was
Scrolls.
an papyrus, or goat skin, or ox skin,
Okay.
until it dried out, and they had to keep
Yeah.
rewriting it to new sheet.
And when the Old
copies.
Testament was wrote into the book of the Old Testament, that was what, around 100, 150 AD or something?
What, when they wrote into the Old Testament, when they finished,
Yeah,
during the time of Malachi?
yeah.
Let's see. The book of Malachi was written, I'll put it right here. The last book of the the Old Testament,
It had to be around.
And that
Is-
It had to be around 400 BC or something.
430 BC.
Yep. See, I knew it had to be 4 something.
430 BC.
And the time Paul and Peter, that was later on, wasn't it?
The time of Paul
Probably
and
around
Peter,
100 something.
80.
80.
Way.
80.
But the first author of the New Testament is Paul.
Yeah. And Jesus appeared what time period of frame, what they claim.
Around 4 or 6 AD.
So, okay, so that's after the Old Testament. and
Way
Mhm.
after.
That's even after the Greeks
stuff. That's
in
what,
rulership.
Greek, that's after
probably
way.
500 or 600 something years.
Yeah, that's way after 400. 400 and some
Over
years.
400
Yeah.
something years. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they came with this new idea of
And-
salvation.
Oh, there's
Of the
another,
J dude.
another thing I was going to say. They got a name for it. It's a period of time when God turned his back to the children of Israel, and it was 400 to 500 years before
Yeah, they had-
his word was heard again.
Well,
Is there?
well,
There's a name for that. I can't remember what it was.
from the time of Malachi, even during the time of Maccabees, they was waiting for a prophet. They were waiting for a prophet. That's what they was
Okay.
like. We're gonna do what we had to do until the Most High sent us a prophet.
Yeah,
So Malachi is the last prophet.
yeah. I was just reading something the other day that I've always heard it different, but it's also, let's see, I can't remember, maybe, I can't remember what verse it quote the thing of the book of Enoch there. It's where Jude 14, 15, where Revelations that Enoch's talking about
Yeah.
the coming of
Saint,
the
the angels.
Messiah with his troops to judge man.
Yeah, yeah.
But in Enoch, in reading that, I was going through there and I read his Revelation that he said about the coming of the Messiah, and he says he will come with 1,000 angels to judge man, but he says the Lord.
Right.
He didn't say Jesus.
The Lord meaning
So,
Kyrios.
so in the New Testament, it's always Jesus is always concerned as the
Yeah,
Lord.
but I say.
But in the old Revelations, in the pre-Diluvian age of Revelations of Enoch, this is the Lord's
What is
coming.
that?
So that makes you think a lot too, don't it?
How about Jesus?
Yeah.
No.
Not Jesus.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Not
Yeah.
the J dude.
Yeah.
Nope.
Because
Not the
it
J
said
guy.
the Lord, and
David's called Lord. Sarah called Abraham Lord.
Yeah.
Adonai or Adam means Lord. He's a king, a husband, a father.
Yeah.
Anybody can be Lord.
It's like a
But
name.
Lord, when it's
Yeah.
tetragrammaton, Yod He Wad He, that's different. That Lord is different.
yeah,
That Lord's different.
yeah.
So
But I've really enjoyed reading the Old Testament and
Stick to the Old Testament.
and
Stay there.
getting a
All right.
lot of content from it, and I will go
Stay there.
into the New Testament
man.
and if there's any false things in there
there's a lot.
with me knowing the contents of the Old Testament, when I get to them, then I'll see them.
You want to be able to see. 'Cause
You'll see it from difference from white and black.
so you say you're in 2 Kings, so you should know it. You should have read that
Yeah.
human sacrifice is abomination.
Did you get to Alicia yet, or Elijah?
Alicia, yeah, Elijah, probably not.
He's in what chapter?
I want to say chapter 3.
Yep.
I'll walk.
2 Kings is in one.
Is he in Kings?
Yeah.
I went through Kings one. I hadn't got to.
bald head.
No, I ain't got to that yet.
Got to that.
I'm about in the middle of the
All right.
Kings.
All right.
Yeah,
Really interesting.
We're going to go to chapter 3.
2 Kings.
2 Kings.
But did you guys like part when they were setting up the tabernacle,
Yeah.
building and stuff?
They set up the tabernacle. They finished the tabernacle in Exodus chapter 40 and verse
Yeah.
1.
But could you relate to a lot of stuff in there, like the specifications, the types
Yeah.
of woods,
Yeah.
the length of the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
curtains, the different chambers,
The different altars,
the purpose of the
bronze.
different rooms,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
the offerings, and
Inner
you got
court,
peace
outer court.
offering, a blood offering, and
Yeah,
all
I'm
that.
actually named after the one who the Most High put His Spirit on to start building it.
Yeah.
Bezalel.
Yeah, and the two sons, when they were setting up the temple, that didn't do it right, and
Got burned,
they
got
were
killed.
burned.
With the fire, strange fire. You're talking about Aaron's son.
Aaron's
Yeah,
son.
Aaron's son.
Yeah, that's that strange
And I'm
fire.
like, you got the Lord there with you in the cloud during the day and fire at night. So when the Lord speaks up, you got to pay attention to His words and His instructions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's to the T. That's why they have to have a bell on the bottom of their tunics, because if the bell stopped ringing, then they knew that the priest died. So they had a rope around their waist. So if the bell stopped ringing, they had to pull them out.
Okay, I've heard that before. You ever heard of a dead ringer?
Dead ringer? He still ringing what he did?
No, back in the old days when somebody
Oh, really good.
In
guys laugh when
1940.
you say old days, of course you guys remember.
Yeah, it's like
guys.
1940 something, right?
I'm saying back in the 1800s.
Oh,
earlier, that when they buried somebody, if they didn't know.
Oh, they had a bell. They had a bell in their
when they weren't
grave.
sure if they were dead.
Yeah, they had a bell to pull it.
Mhm.
They need to do that still.
Really?
They need to.
They laid in the room for a couple of days and they
Yeah.
still didn't smell it, so they didn't know if they were dead
They
or
buried
not.
them with a bell.
They put them in the coffin, they put a string in the coffin,
And they buried
a
it.
stick with the bell, and the guy would sit there for 2 days.
See.
So if the bell rung, they would dig them back
Yeah.
up and save them.
Oh, okay. That's
And it's
what's up.
called a dead ringer.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
I know about that.
Yeah.
Sound like tombstone.
It's
Yeah.
closed.
Uh,
It's closed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we
Yeah,
would be.
They didn't put that. They didn't put that there
I
today.
was thinking, talking to young people and stuff, and like when I was like you guys' age and stuff, there, all the old timers had all the old sayings and stuff like that, and I said, this stuff has been lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always tickle like where I worked at there, I always tickle is, I used to hang out with this one guy, and he was an elder black guy. He drove a record truck for the Ford place, and we always hung around with him, went hunting with him, fishing with him, and I can remember a lot of times that he'd come in where I was working, store there, and hundreds of, there would be 20, 30 people around, and Sam, his name was Sam Bennett, and he would say, this boy here, I raised him. And they look at me and I said, yeah, he did. I learned probably more from him than I did my parents.
Yeah, they don't really like that today.
It's different.
Yeah,
They learn from the internet today.
It would never happen here.
Everybody's raised off the internet.
Yeah.
Internet.
Yeah, right.
I mean, no, like today, they want the pandemic started, they want to continue it. They were trying to make humans into spiders. One spider in spider web alone, and stick a person in the apartment, he worked his life there in the apartment. So he would not learn how to socialize.
Yeah.
And that's part of being children of God is socializing.
Yeah. I mean, it says gather ourselves together, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Together.
yeah.
Whole nation not desired.
Yeah. Don't you like one of the biggest things I enjoyed when I moved here is the different cultures. It's like when I meet anybody from every country, it's like, tell me this, and just enjoy listening to how they were brought up, their customs and stuff like that.
I'm starting to see, like, you know, like this just being, I mean, I've lived here the majority of my life. I done seen this turn into, like, to me, this reminds me of like a little New York. Everybody, like, they come from like different parts of the world,
Yeah.
and they just come here. You know what I'm saying? And then they don't know nothing about it, but then they end up, you know,
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, they disperse, and they, you know what I'm saying, they just, you know what I'm saying, you'll find them everywhere now,
Yeah.
especially in my neighborhood. You find a whole lot of different people, you know what I'm saying, that are really not from here.
Yeah, when I first got here, I caught up because I wasn't here. Do you remember the old Seattle accent?
What do you mean?
That there were some people around there had a certain accent different than anybody else. It was called the old Seattle accent. So in reality, like being in the South, this is what strange. Like, you ever been to Atlanta? Atlanta, Georgia?
Yeah, I do that, man.
Okay, I lived in Mississippi, and it was like a 5-hour drive there, and my brother started working up in Gwinnett County. You know where Gwinnett is, down in northern Atlanta. And so I would get in the car, and I'd start driving and all that.
That's outside of
In northern Atlanta, up there around Stone Mountain.
Yeah.
And so going to Atlanta, everywhere I stopped, Southern accent. Got to the edge, last stop outside the country, outside Atlanta, stop, Southern accent.
But it changed when you get in the city.
I got into the city of Atlanta, and my brother took me 2 days all over Atlanta. I didn't hear one Southern accent.
It's there.
It's there, but you just ain't gonna really. You'll know if you say, like I said, they got people down there that got that harsh accent, you know what I'm saying, that are in the city.
So how many dialects of Southern accent is there?
Probably thousands, I don't know.
3.
I don't
You got the
know.
redneck.
No.
Hey, you got the redneck.
Yeah, you got the redneck.
Well,
We got the hillbilly.
there's some black dudes back home call themselves redneck.
They got a
They
big
got a
redneck.
pickup truck.
Yeah, right.
They got a silk screen in their back window
And
with
the
stars
overalls.
and bars.
Overalls.
You ever see it? You ever see it?
You got the Oscar the guy.
Gosh,
See it
but
back
gosh,
walking
this
around
is
with
crazy.
stars and bars on his shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got some of those down there.
Yeah.
They eat raccoon
And if you
and
ask
possum,
Possum.
squirrel.
And if you
You
ask
take out a whole
Raccoon
hog out the
and
pot, put it on the
Skin it
thing, you
down,
know.
I know you know what I'm talking about. They got skin in it and
And if you
everything.
ask
you
them if
just
that's
shit.
derogatory to the black man, they'll tell you no. And you say,
Hey,
why?
what derogatory?
The stars and bars.
Sergeant Barnes.
The cross. Flag.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's your part of that's your state
Confederate
flag.
flag.
The Confederate.
And they will tell you,
The Southwest Rise.
yes, all the slave ships had American flags on it, had the Confederate flag on it.
But what the races have in it.
And the stars and bars was never a state flag.
The white ships had it.
It was
They got it next to
it
it.
was a cavalry flag.
But they
But don't-
raised them both though.
But don't the Confederate flag go back to the British?
They got them raised both up.
Actually, I think it goes way back even before then. It's like
Well, I'm saying there's British people
swastika.
that
Go back
Is
to
that all
Africa.
German?
Go back to Africa. Swastika.
It
Yeah,
goes
but
back.
it's in a different degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes back to the World War II rivers and
Before that though, they stole it.
what's the tallest mountain in the world?
Not average.
Mount Everest down where, I can't think of the people, but they were back in there. And they had the swastika in there and it's in there.
It's in a different degree, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Kanye West, he's using this swastika.
Yeah, man. He's a black skinhead.
He's using it right now. He stole it back, I
You're
guess.
laughing. What was
He's a prophetizer.
What that mean?
That means he's there for the prophet.
I mean,
the money.
capitalist, he got it from his idols, which are white men, because he wanted to be just like them.
And what's the
Right,
Bible say
right.
about false idols?
Smash them. Burn them.
And,
Smash them.
and he
Tell
makes
them to
idols
smash
of them, those are false idols.
You want me to get that real quick?
I was say that. The New Testament don't say that.
Huh?
The New Testament don't say that. Paul
Oh,
actually
I'm
tells
gonna go.
you.
My knees are
Oh,
about to
man, you understand.
I know my knees are about to fuse together, and
Well,
and,
until next
All
time.
right,
Until
man.
next time,
Right.
Johnny.
and I
Right.
would.
Flame on, Johnny.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny.
Okay. Be
That's
good.
over 2
All
hours.
right.
Oh, still.
Till next
Yeah.
time, Johnny.
Yeah.
And with that, man, we're gonna shut it down,
Oh,
man.
Most High God, man. Johnny trying to be a regular, man.
Yeah,
We didn't know he was going to take up all our time, man. He tried to come left field and come with some Judges 19, and then
He was cleaving, bro.
yeah, he's
Way
trying to
too
learn.
hard. Way
Holding
too
on to
hard.
the
He's
skirt,
making sure.
man.
He's making sure he go get his coffee.
Yeah.
He gonna meet us on the way there or on
Yeah.
the way back. All praise to the Most High God.
Shalom.
Shalom.